top stories. Officer arraigned. A pregnant member of the NYPD is accused of helping her husband cover up the shooting of a police officer.
Windows smashed. More than 20 cars are vandalized in a suburban Essex County town.
And bear trouble. The dramatic backyard rescue of a bear stuck in a tree for hours.
You're watching NBC4 HD. And now, Darlene Rodriguez, Rob Morrison, Chris Cimino, and Otis Livingston. This is Today in New York.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Today in New York. It is a Monday morning, February 12th. I'm Darlene Rodriguez.
Good morning. I'm Rob Morrison. Did you have a nice weekend?
I did. What about you?
What's so fast?
It was fast.
It barely even happened.
Seems
like.
Flash.
That's why they call it ends.
I guess so, yeah.
Well, it's back to the old grindstone today, and unfortunately this week's going to be a busy one, I think, especially through the midweek period. Weather-wise, we will have some weather to contend with. Not a problem this morning. It's chilly, but not as cold as it has been, actually, in recent mornings. 28 degrees. Those are some high temperatures last week, so we're starting out on the right foot, at least today. Temperatures should be well above freezing. We catch a nice break, probably upper 30s to near 40, but it is the calm before the storm. A coastal storm will get going Tuesday night into Wednesday and maybe even Wednesday night, and it could bring us a little bit of everything. Quite a bit of snow north and west of the city, a possibility. In the city, it may go over to rain. We've got a lot to talk about. Right now, temperatures are generally in the 20s. Some teens showing up well north and west. As cold as 15 in Sussex, 19 in Newburgh. Elsewhere, generally low and mid-20s once you get outside of town, where temperatures are the warmest, generally in the upper 20s right now. We have a partly cloudy sky out there. Look at possibility track 1 with this particular storm. This, again, is late Tuesday night to Wednesday. Could be heavy snow north and west of the city, meaning 6 inches or more. But in the city, it probably mixes with sleet and rain and maybe changes over to rain for a while. That would keep the accumulation down. If the storm tracks a little further east, more cold air stays in place and everybody gets snow, and that means the city and coastal areas would tend to see the heavier snow. Right now we're leaning toward track 1, and that would mean less in the way of snow. But we've got a winter storm watch in effect you can see for those northwest suburbs, and we'll talk more about that and the rest of the 5-day forecast coming up in just a few more minutes.
All right, Chris, thank you very much. Our top story this morning, an NYPD officer is in trouble with the law. She's accused of helping her husband cover up the shooting of a police officer in Brooklyn. For the latest, we go live to Vivian Lee outside New York Methodist Hospital in Park Slope. Vivian, good morning.
Good morning, Darlene. And that officer who was shot remains here at New York Methodist Hospital in stable but serious condition still. Meanwhile, the man who has been charged with his murder was arraigned yesterday, while that suspect's wife, who was also a police officer, was charged with attempting to cover up her husband's crime. 37-year-old Jacqueline Melendez-Rivera, a mother of 3 and 7 months pregnant, is charged with obstruction and tampering with evidence after the 13-year veteran of the NYPD allegedly drove her ex-con husband's white SUV away following a shooting early Saturday that injured Officer Andrew Suarez. Her husband, 31-year-old Jose Rivera, who was released from jail in 2002, is facing attempted murder and weapons charges from that shooting in Park Slope after Officer Suarez was shot in the back above his bulletproof vest.
He's maintaining his innocence. Obviously, he's concerned about the officer's safety. His wife is a member of the police force, and he respects the police.
Police say Jose Rivera was driving the SUV when he pulled up beside an unmarked car with 4 undercover officers inside. Police say Rivera asked, "You got a beef?" before opening fire. Prosecutors say a witness later overheard Rivera telling his wife he had to shoot because they shot at him first and that she had to get rid of the vehicle. The bullet-ridden white SUV was found a couple of hours later and a mile from the scene with Melendez-Rivera behind the wheel. Prosecutors say this loaded 9mm Ruger handgun found behind the couple's home was the one used to shoot Officer Suarez. And Officer Jacqueline Melendez-Rivera's attorney yesterday during arraignment told the judge that she herself did not know that the man her husband is accused of shooting is a fellow officer. That is the very latest from Park Slope. I'm Vivian Lee for Today in New York.
All right, Vivian, thank you so much. The war in Iraq has claimed the life of a U.S. Army Ranger from Long Island. 26-year-old James Reagan of Manhasset died in a roadside bombing near Baghdad. He was an All-American lacrosse player at Chaminade High School and later played at Duke. Reagan is Chaminade's 3rd graduate to die in Iraq. Also, we've learned 31-year-old Marine Corporal Thomas Saba from New Jersey died in Iraq last week. He was one of 6 people on board a helicopter that crashed in Al-Anbar province. Meanwhile, U.S. senior military officials have revealed new evidence they say links top leaders in Iran with the creation of roadside bombs used to kill Americans in Iraq. According to coalition officials, explosively formed penetrators, or EFPs, are being built in Iran and smuggled to extremist Shiite groups in Iraq. EFPs have killed 170 troops.
Hillary Clinton has wrapped up her first visit to New Hampshire as a presidential candidate. Clinton met with voters there all weekend, fielding questions and offering comments on issues ranging from health care to education. But it was the Iraq War that dominated the discussion, including some tough questions on her 2002 vote to send troops to Iraq.
Once and for all, I have taken responsibility for my vote. The mistakes were made by this president who misled this country and this Congress into a war that should not have been waged.
Another Democratic presidential hopeful, Indiana Senator Barack Obama, was also commenting from the campaign trail about the Iraq War. He said he's proud of the fact that he's been against the war from the start. Coming up at 6:30, we'll have a live report from Jay Dapper in New Hampshire, where he's been covering Hillary Clinton this weekend. And at 7, the Today Show takes a closer look at both Obama's and Clinton's campaigns.
4 children were among 13 people treated for minor injuries after an apartment fire in Harlem. Dozens of people were forced from their homes when the 6-story building at Lenox Avenue and 116th Street caught fire. One man managed to carry 2 of his grandchildren, but he couldn't go back for 2 others.
By the time I got the other 2 down, I realized that I had left the 2 up there. So quick thinking, I tried to run in, but I couldn't save them in time because the firemen were there, so they wouldn't allow me to go back, so they went up and got them.
Investigators still trying to figure out how that fire started.
In New Jersey, several drivers are waking up to find their cars damaged. At least 20 vehicles have been vandalized overnight in Essex County. Adam Shapiro is in Bloomfield with the latest. Good morning, Adam.
Good morning, Darlene. Not the kind of way you want to start the week or the work day when you see what's happened here in Bloomfield. You've got several cars that have busted out windows. You can see the glass here on the street. I'm on Howard Street in Bloomfield. And when you walk right down here, you see another car, this kind of older Volvo. Same thing. They smashed out the window here. According to police, no arrests as of yet, but this is what they believe has happened. Last night around 10:30, they got the first reports of a group of teenagers going for what might have been a joyride, using a baseball bat to smash out windshields and windows on different cars. It started on Broughton Avenue, and then it's just basically migrated to different parts of the area. There are reports of more than 20 cars having been hit, but as of right now, again, no arrest. Now, as we come back out live onto Howard Street, the police are looking for a blue Mitsubishi and a maroon Lincoln. Those are the vehicles in which the teenagers were riding, and there are reports that other cars in other areas have been hit. Glen Ridge might have the same kind of problem going on this morning. But right now, it's a report of more than 20 cars here in Bloomfield that have been hit. And as you can see, this isn't going to be the kind of commute that's going to be easy on a chilly morning with your window smashed out. You just don't want to have to make that ride. Live in Bloomfield, Adam Shapiro today in New York.
All right, Adam, thanks for that report. The problem of dangerous gaps on Long Island Railroad platforms will now be the focus of a national meeting. The LIRR and Metro North will send representatives to tomorrow's safety conference near Boston. Experts will discuss setting a national standard for gaps between trains and platforms. New Jersey Transit and Amtrak will also take part. Final recommendations could still be several months away.
All right, it's 5:06. We're going to check the ride to work right now, see how things are going on a Monday. How was your weekend, Trish?
It was nice. How about yourself?
It was good.
You guys had some time to chill out and relax a little bit?
Yeah, chill out time is key.
Yes, exactly. That is key. Good morning, you guys, and we are back at it for a Monday morning start. We can tell you, though, at least for the Monday, we're quiet as of now. Really not much happening. Let's get you outside the Skycam network, and we could show you some Skycam shots and let you know that we're quiet here at the Queensboro Bridge, upper and lower levels again. Looking good this morning. No problems to start you off there. George Washington Bridge into the city, as good as it's going to get. Minor delays right now for both the upper and lower levels, so enjoy that while you can. And we'll take a look at the Cross Bronx Expressway, and again, pretty quiet here right off of the George Washington Bridge, and again, looks good out towards the Bruckner interchange. So again, pretty smooth. Jersey, Long Island, Westchester, Rockland, you guys are good. One mention, though, alternate side that is suspended today for Lincoln's birthday, but meter rules still in effect. Mass transit on or close to schedule. And of course, when you get in your car, check out traffic and transit on 1010 Winds. Darlene, Rob, Otis.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning. Back to you guys.
All right, thanks very much.
Okay.
So you're here in studio with us for a couple days at least this week.
Yes, 3. And
Right.
then I'll be down in Port St. Lucie on Thursday, starting with the Mets.
Finally.
Yes. That was quick, though. Quick off season for me.
Yeah.
And I'm sure Met fans are really happy about getting back because they were so close and, the team made so many strides. But we start with the Bombers. Yanks a day away from pitchers and catchers reporting. Bernie says he thinks he'll stay at home, stay in shape, and wait to see if the Yanks can change their mind and give him a guaranteed roster spot. They gave him a minor league invite. On ice, Devils scored 2 minutes into the game against Lightning. They don't strike again. 4 unanswered by Tampa. Nick Tarnowski sneaks it by Martin Brodeur. Tampa with the 4-1 victory. Public service for our viewers. Take you to sunny California for the final round of the Pebble Beach Pro-Am. Phil Mickelson with a tournament record tying 20 under par, 9 birdies yesterday, his 30th career title. Also coming up later in sports, the local fun in college hoops, and the Celtics extend a record, not the kind they want.
Yeah.
Hurting up there and being down.
Not the good old days anymore.
No, Parrish, McHale, Bird, they're not walking through that door anytime soon.
Thanks, Otis.
All right.
All right, still ahead, prices at the pump. But look at why drivers may have to shell out a little more for gas.
Also coming up, a backyard bear rescue. We'll show you how authorities got him down from a tree and what is next for the animal.
Pretty quiet weather-wise around here this morning, and we'll stay that way today. Just some clouds, maybe a snow flurry or two scattered around north and west of the city. That's going to be about it. And the cloud cover will thicken tomorrow, but then the weather plot will really thicken from Thursday night into Wednesday. We'll talk about that coming up. But first, here's a look at last night's winning lottery numbers.
What does every sip of Tropicana Pure Premium taste like? Wake up to a fresh squeeze of optimism. The amazing, straight from the orange taste of Tropicana Pure Premium.
This is the top of the world, the crown jewel of Rockefeller Center, and the perfect place to see New York. The observation deck at Top of the Rock. Experience its elegance, past and present, high above Rockefeller Plaza. Marvel at the breathtaking views. Open from 8 a.m. to midnight, 365 days a year. Bring your guests, your friends, your family, because this view can't be missed. To purchase your reserved time tickets, visit the Top of the Rock box office or go to topoftherocknyc.com.
In honor of President's Day, your Honda dealer is making some very impressive offers on your favorite Honda car or truck. From the innovative Ridgeline and 8-passenger Pilot to the stylish Accord and ever-popular Civic. In fact, you could even say that no price is carved in stone. But we wouldn't because it doesn't sound, very presidential. The President's Day celebration. Lease a Honda Accord for $199 a month for well-qualified customers.
The family member with the most to say will change every month. But with Singular's Family Talk, it doesn't matter. Get a big bundle of minutes to share, and months when you don't use them all, keep them with rollover. That's the fairest deal in wireless. Add a line for $9.99. Plus, buy an ultra-thin Samsung phone for only $19.99. Singular is now the new AT&T. Your world delivered.
If you were building your dream house, the 2 most important things would be first the design, and then using the best materials possible. The same is true for a new smile. That's why Da Vinci Labs starts by designing a smile that's both natural looking and matches your individual face, and then they create your Da Vinci smile using the finest, most long-lasting materials. Best of all, only Da Vinci veneers come with a lifetime guarantee. So call 1-800-DENTIST today to find the certified Da Vinci dentist near you.
Welcome back to Today in New York. Belt Parkway, pretty quiet because it's pretty early, 5:12. Some weather heading our way. Chris is going to update us on that in just a moment. But first, it was a weekend to remember in one New Jersey neighborhood where dozens of residents came face to face with the bear. The animal scaled a tree in Maplewood, and then the drama began. Amy Nuzzo was there.
After straying a couple miles from his home in the South Mountain Reservation, this wayward black bear found himself high up in a tree in residential Maplewood, drawing crowds for hours as fish and wildlife workers formulated a plan to get him down.
It's exciting, but I think it's a shame for the poor bear. I really feel bad for him.
I looked out the window and there was a big black bear standing on his hind legs looking in the window at me. So I let out a scream and then my daughter called 911.
That's when she says the bear ran into an adjacent backyard on Salter Place and scaled Bob Lynch's tree.
Waiting since about 7:30 for it to come down, and he's not coming down on his own.
As noon approached, an animal control officer filed a tranquilizer dart from the elevated basket of a fire truck as firefighters and police held a net below. Minutes later, the woozy bear released his grip and fell, the net breaking his fall to the relief of onlookers.
We're very happy the animal survived.
The net broke his fall. He's breathing fine. He's got a good respiratory rate. He's got a good circulatory rate. He's going to be very good.
Maplewood police officials say they don't recall a bear straying into residential streets in their town before. Animal control officers tattooed his gum line and attached a tag to the 211-pound bear for future identification. Within hours of his soft landing, state officials say the black bear would be released to the nearest suitable state-owned habitat and would have no memory of his ordeal. In Maplewood, Amy Nuzzo, News Channel 4.
And how would we know that exactly?
How do we know he's going to have no memory of this ordeal? Yeah. Who's going
Just
to
dreaming of picnic baskets for the rest of his life now. That's all.
Don't worry about it, honey. You won't remember a thing.
It's all good. He's got a new tattoo to show off when he gets back to his place.
Check this out.
Little piercings, you know.
What happened?
We're glad
He'll have no
he's
memory.
well.
I'll be like, what happened to me last night?
Dude.
Where's my car?
What you put in that honey last night? We kid. But unfortunately, we've got some weather to talk about that may get a little serious as the week goes on. I got to leave from here because it's going to get out of control. We've got a mostly cloudy sky right now. Temperature 28 degrees. Actually, relatively speaking, this is mild to where we've been over the last several days around here. West wind to 3 miles an hour. Humidity low, 39%. Pressure still strong and rising a little bit at 30.22. Record books for the date. 62, the record high in 1999, 3 below zero, the record low in 1914. And of course, this was actually the record, of course, of the all-time record snowfall in Central Park last year. 24.1 inches on this date last year. It was only a year ago. 28 degrees in the city, 23 in White Plains, 18 up in Newburgh, and 16 in Sussex right now. A little bit colder north and west and a little bit milder as you get towards the coastal areas. Montauk at 30 degrees at this hour. Up to the north and west of us, though, there's more Arctic air building up across the Great Lakes, and that will slide back in our direction over the next 24 hours. And that's part of the forecasting problem. That combined with some moisture in a storm system beginning to get organized, pulling out of the southwestern states into the south central plains, that will continue to move eastward, tap into the Gulf of Mexico, bring more moisture northward. And then we'll start to see clouds increase and thicken during the day tomorrow. I think we're okay through tomorrow afternoon. Then tomorrow night, snow will break out. After that, the problem becomes whether or not it stays snow, whether it goes to rain or sleet, and when that actually happens. For today, though, a dry day, nothing more than a stray snow flurry north or west of town. That's about it, with a Arctic cold front that does come sliding on through. But ahead of the front, we're in the upper 30s this afternoon, so not too bad at all. And then tonight, the front slides through. We're back on the cold side of things. Low by morning about 20, but in the teens in the suburbs. But again, a dry night tonight. Tomorrow, the daylight hours are dry. The snow threat starts to creep up from the south by day's end. Doesn't get in here, I don't think, until tomorrow night. Track number one, and the more likely one at this point, would tend to bring the storm close enough to the coast to allow enough mild air to come in off the Atlantic so that the snow will mix with sleet and rain and then change to rain in the city, nearby suburbs, coastal New Jersey, Long Island, Connecticut. North and west, it could stay all snow, so 6 inches or more a possibility there. If that doesn't happen and the storm tracks a little further east, what that means is the warm air doesn't push in from off the Atlantic. We all stay cold. And pretty much just about the entire tri-state gets blasted with a pretty heavy-duty snowstorm. North and west amounts may actually tend to be lighter if that were the case, but we're not leaning in that direction right now. Winter storm watch in effect. Northwest New Jersey. Hudson Valley from Orange, Sullivan, Dutchess, Ulster counties on northward. Interior sections of Connecticut as well, and that is for tomorrow night into Wednesday. Accumulations, again, this is by later Wednesday. We're looking at maybe 3 to 5 inches in and around the city, but this could go over to rain and wash away at least part of it. And then south and east of Long Island, looking at slushy accumulation of 1 to 2 inches. Coastal New Jersey, the same. But notice north and west, 6 or more. And we're going to have to fine-tune this again over the next 24 hours. This is a very, very tricky forecast. It's going to take a little while before it all becomes fairly clear as to what's going to happen. 38 today, dry, just a flurry in 1 or 2 spots. 20 tonight, also a dry night, partly cloudy. Tomorrow, the daylight hours dry. Not a problem. morning commute. I don't think you're even running into a problem the evening commute tomorrow. But some snow moves in tomorrow night, could become heavy toward Wednesday morning, and then could change to sleet and rain in the city and along the coast during Wednesday. It could all go back to snow Wednesday night, and then Friday, some colder air moves in behind the storm with some gusty winds as well. And remember, you can check the weather in your own neighborhood 24 hours a day to get the current temperature 5-day or travel forecast. Just tune to these channels on your digital cable system. So the bottom line here is we're okay today, we're okay during the day tomorrow, and then we've got a pretty serious winter storm we have to battle from Tuesday night through probably Wednesday night. It's going to be a slow mover as it stands right now. We were due.
Yes.
Yes.
Thanks, Chris.
All right. Let's check the commute for you on a Monday morning. Hey, Trish.
Hey guys, yeah, it is Monday this morning, but at least we're quiet right now to start us off. Really no major problems. Roads are dry, so enjoy that while you can. Let's get you back outside. Skycam Network, we can show you that things are looking good here along the New Jersey Turnpike. No problems, car or truck lanes in towards Newark Airport. And if you're heading into the city at the Lincoln Tunnel, still pretty smooth this morning. Minor delays inbound at the Lincoln Tunnel, and that's the deal again at the Holland Tunnel, George Washington Bridge. Good. Just starting to see some slight buildup here on the westbound LIE through the fairgrounds. Nothing unusual. Eastbound side of the roadway still in fairly decent shape. Our first problem of the morning, though, in the Bronx, Pelham Parkway southbound, right at the New England Thruway. Crews are on scene of an accident there, so at least one lane closed. We'll keep you posted on that. But again, quiet through Long Island. Alternate side of the street parking rules, they are suspended today, but meter rules still in effect. Darlene and Rob, back to you guys.
All right, thank you very much, Trish. Well, gas prices are on the way back up. The latest National Lundberg survey finds the average cost of a gallon rose nearly 4 cents in the past 3 weeks. The national average for self-serve regular is now $2.22 per gallon. Analysts say the increase is due to a rise in the price of crude oil.
The U.S. Mint is hoping the third time is a charm when it comes to dollar coins. The new George Washington gold coin goes into circulation this Thursday. The Mint is hoping it proves more popular than the Susan B. Anthony and Sacagawea dollar pieces. The Washington coin is the first in a series honoring each of the U.S. presidents.
Coming up next, keeping your heart healthy, why it involves a lot more than being physically fit.
And at 5:30, student privacy, how the recent school bus changes may have exposed some students' personal information. But first, here's your bottom line personal tip of the day.
Monte Carlo to Godon. Red carpets, stunning vistas, and hairpin turns. In no particular order. Range Rover Sport, designed for the extraordinary.
When you want to go big, you want to go to Whiteface. Whiteface offers spectacular skiing and riding with the top elevation and vertical in the Northeast and 98% snowmaking coverage. And the Olympic Mountain is a family mountain with incredible cruising terrain and a separate area just for kids and beginners. Visit whitefacelake.placid.com and see why we're #1 in off-slope activities too. Whiteface Lake Placid, the magic continues.
Resolve presents Children, Pets, and Everyday Wear and Tear. Before you know it, your carpet can look dirty. See the difference? But it's not a problem because Resolve high-traffic foam effectively cleans large carpet areas. Just spray it on, rub in gently, and vacuum away. The results speak for themselves.
I'm impressed.
Use it in the living room, hallway, kids' rooms, even for colored rugs and upholstery. Try Resolve high-traffic foam for easy carpet cleaning, guaranteed. And for your toughest stains, use Resolve Dual Power.
The Andersons just got this titanium HD beauty. The Romeros, this tricked-out setup. All this high-tech stuff, and you're gonna hook it up to cable? Why? With Verizon Fios, TVs deliver incredibly lifelike picture, and computers get juiced with lightning speed thanks to America's top-rated internet service. Plus, now you can get it all for under $95 a month. Call today, because hooking up any of this to cable is a waste. Phone, broadband, TV, Verizon.
The world is advancing faster and faster. Are you in or out? Introducing the all-new 7-passenger Acura MDX. Technology takes it to a whole new place. Acura. Advance.
Good morning, everyone. You're looking out at the George Washington Bridge. It is a chilly Monday morning, 28 degrees. Welcome back. Well, many people eat right, exercise, and are in pretty good shape.
But as one young family discovered, being athletic does not make you immune to heart disease. Peggy Pico explains.
4, 3, 2, 1. Blast off!
To another active day with the Myers.
I love to run.
I kept running through college, medical school, just to have fun, relieve stress, keep in shape.
But after running a half marathon 2 years ago, Dr. Tanya Henderson Myers collapsed.
After that marathon, felt a little sick. Never really any chest pain, but very tired.
While in the ER, doctors heard a heart murmur that Tanya had ignored since age 12. She even convinced her husband, Mark, an ER doctor himself, everything was okay.
I thought, she's young, healthy, she can't possibly have a problem.
She never made it. Instead, the busy pediatrician and mother of 4 had surgery to replace a shrinking heart valve.
Your heart needs to compensate for that, and it starts to get larger and larger, and it can't function the way that it normally would. So the danger of that actually is eventually death, and very suddenly, apparently.
Team T, the Myers website, explains how valve replacement surgery saved Tanya's life and why being fit doesn't make you immune to heart disease.
There are still other diseases of the heart that have nothing to do with your level of fitness, and Tanya's is a good example.
Keep up the healthy and active lifestyle, wonderful, but don't assume that you're not at risk.
You should exercise every day and eat right so that your heart won't get, like a heart attack or an aorta problem.
Yeah.
Like my mama did.
And Alex adds, always listen to your heart.
It just sounds like a drum beat.
Before you blast off.
Blast off!
Peggy Pico, NBC News.
None of the Myers children inherited their mother's heart valve problem. For much more on this, you can log on to our website at WNBC.com. Click on Health, select our topic of the month, which is heart health. And tonight at 5 o'clock, you can join our online chat with a cardiologist.
Well, audiences couldn't get enough of Eddie Murphy this weekend.
Go Norbit! 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 Go Norbit!
Most critics were not impressed. Most critics not impressed with Eddie Murphy's performance, including our own Jeffrey Lyons. He performed 3 characters in the new comedy, Norbit. But the movie managed to rack up more than $33 million in ticket sales anyway, easily beating Hannibal Rising, the new thriller about the early years of Hannibal Lecter. The comedy, Because I Said So, finished third, followed by The Messengers and Night at the Museum.
Night at the Museum still hanging in there, huh?
Yeah, hanging in there. Supposed to be pretty good.
All right. 5:26 coming up next. Legal troubles for an NYPD officer.
An NYPD member and her ex-convict husband are both arraigned on charges connected with the shooting of an undercover officer. We are live in Park Slope with the very latest on this story.
I'm Adam Shapiro in Bloomfield, where you see this broken window. A lot of commuters this morning going to wake up to the same kind of thing. The hunt is on for the vandals who might have hit more than 20 cars. I'll tell you all about it coming up in a live report on Today in New York.
And later, picking the perfect Valentine's flowers, best selections for your sweetheart when Today in New York continues.
Tonight, there are missions you haven't heard about outside the line of fire. Now meet the troops from our area getting the job done. Michael Gargiulo reports on the missions you've never seen before. Our troops, your neighbors. Tonight at 6 and 11.
When I saw my picture, I was mortified, so I called LA Weight Loss. LA Weight Loss will change your life. It changed mine. This summer, Dorothy is going to the beach. Men kind of follow me with their eyes. I'm like, yeah, I see you too. I love that. You can totally do this. It's really that easy. Thank you, LA Weight Loss. This Dorothy is gone away. Just pick up the phone and call.
Call 1-800-526-SLIM. Receive a free starter package with purchase of a minimum 52-week program and LA Lights.
And Ferguson on the 17th. Oh, that's trouble.
Papa là-bas, il est là.
Un poquito más a la derecha.
Increíble. Es lo que va a dar, Sam.
Nothing is lost with the full HD 1080p Aquas from the leading innovator of liquid crystal television, Sharp.
This winter, I vowed to fear no forecast.
The new Lincoln MKZ and all-new Lincoln MKX luxury crossover. They'll get you through winter with style. Intelligent all-wheel drive holds the road. Plus, all-speed traction control gives you added confidence. Inside, get comfortable with heated and cooled front seats that you won't find on any competitors. Now lease the 2007 Lincoln MKZ all-wheel drive with 0 down payment and just $399 a month. See your Tri-State Lincoln Mercury dealer today.
My grandpa Byron Holton died from smoking. The day of his memorial service, I felt sad. I loved him very much and I missed him. Having him gone was like taking a big part of me out. Seeing him lying there in the casket was like the worst day of my life.
You miss him pretty bad?
Yes, miss him a lot.
Are you ready to feel like a star? Go to WNBC.com and pick this year's Oscar winners for your chance to win 2 tickets to a movie premiere at the Tribeca Film Festival. Find out how at WNBC.com right now. Brought to you by ShermansTravel.com.
In the news, a city policewoman and her husband appear in court for their alleged part in the shooting of an NYPD officer.
Windows smashed. More than 20 cars are vandalized in an Essex County town.
And privacy concerns, how the school bus changes may have exposed the personal information of students. These stories and more making news today in New York. And good morning. Just a few seconds before 5:30 on a Monday. Hope you had a nice weekend. I'm Rob Morrison.
I'm Darlene Rodriguez. I understand. He was telling me how his little boy was, a little meltdown here and there this weekend.
I don't know what got into him this weekend. Yeah.
He's a toddler.
Yeah.
Nothing's got to be in them. It's how they're made, right? It's
He's
what
going to be like
do.
15, Robert. Remember that day in the restaurant? Why did you do that?
Yeah,
I
really
have no
annoyed.
memory of that. I'm sorry. I can't recall. There's more to come, so get ready again. All right, we've got a little weather coming our way, too, in the form of some snow, maybe some sleet, and then eventually maybe some rain in the city and along the coast. Not today, not a problem, just cloudy sky out there right now, 28 degrees current temperature. We could see a couple of snow flurries by the end of the day or this evening with another cold front that's sliding on through. Weather headlines, we do have a little bit of a break today, a little lull in the action, and actually a little break from the bitter cold. We'll be in the upper 30s this afternoon. Then we have to keep an eye on that storm for Tuesday night, Wednesday into Wednesday night. It looks like a real mess, actually. We'll probably see some of everything, some snow, some sleet, some rain, maybe even some freezing rain in parts of the area, and certainly some wind as well. Right now, temperatures in the upper teens north and west, to the low 20s nearby suburbs, in and close to the urban areas, mostly in the mid and upper 20s this morning. Going to a high this afternoon of 38 in the park, maybe 40 down in Brick, New Jersey, 34 all the way up to the north, and Westport, Connecticut, about 37 degrees, Newton about 35. So a relatively mild day compared to where we have been over the last several. In the meantime, we're keeping an eye on a storm just beginning to get organized over Oklahoma, Texas right now. Very complex area of low pressure. We do expect, though, wintry weather to move into the tri-state Tuesday night into Wednesday because of that. Winter storm watch is in effect northwest New Jersey and through the Hudson Valley again for Tuesday night into Wednesday. For us today, we're quiet, just some clouds, a little peek at the sun, and maybe a flurry by the end of the day, and a high in the upper 30s. So let's enjoy the calm before the storm, that's for sure.
We sure will.
Yep.
Thanks, Chris. Let's check in now with Trish. Hey there.
So the bread and milk flying off the shelves as we speak,
that'll
right?
be happening.
Yeah,
I got one
yesterday. You're all set. Guys, we're good this morning on the area roadways. Really not too bad at all. So again, enjoy it while you can. Let's get you outside Skycam Network. We can show you things are smooth here. So far good. Crossing over the Tappan Zee Bridge. No problems right now out of Rockland in through Westchester County. If you're heading in through Queens along the Grand Central Parkway, good start out of Kew Gardens and again in through LaGuardia Airport. No problems along the Bell Parkway near Kennedy Airport. Again, westbound traffic just beginning to build up for the morning commute, but otherwise we're good out towards Lefferts Boulevard. One problem spot, though, in the Bronx, southbound side of the Pelham Parkway, right at the New England Thruway. Crews are on scene of a crash, at least one lane closed, so we'll keep you posted there. Mass transit looks good. Alternate side is suspended, but of course, meter rules still in effect. Darlene and Rob, back to you.
All right, Trish, thank you very much. Well, this morning, an NYPD officer is free on bond after being arraigned for allegedly trying to help her husband cover up the shooting of another officer. For the latest, we go live now to Vivian Lee, who is outside New York Methodist Hospital in Park Slope. That's where the wounded policeman is right now being treated. Vivian?
And Rob, Officer Andrew Suarez is still listed in serious but stable condition. The man who was accused of shooting him was arraigned yesterday, and that suspect's wife, who is a member of the NYPD, was also charged with trying to cover up this alleged crime. 37-year-old Jacqueline Melendez Rivera, a mother of 3 and 7 months pregnant, is charged with obstruction and tampering with evidence after the 13-year veteran of the NYPD allegedly drove her ex-con husband's white SUV away following a shooting early Saturday that injured Officer Andrew Suarez. Her husband, 31-year-old Jose Rivera, who was released from jail in 2002, is facing attempted murder and weapons charges from that shooting in Park Slope after Officer Suarez was shot in the back above his bulletproof vest.
He's maintaining his innocence. Obviously, he's concerned about the officer's safety. His wife is a member of the police force, and he respects the police.
Police say Jose Rivera was driving the SUV when he pulled up beside an unmarked car with 4 undercover officers inside. Police say Rivera asked, "You got a beef?" before opening fire. Prosecutors say a witness later overheard Rivera telling his wife he had to shoot because they shot at him first and that she had to get rid of the vehicle. The bullet-ridden white SUV was found a couple of hours later and a mile from the scene with Melendez Rivera behind the wheel. Prosecutors say this loaded 9mm Ruger handgun found behind the couple's home was the one used to shoot Officer Suarez. And the lawyer representing Melendez Rivera says that his client had no idea that the man her husband is accused of shooting is a fellow officer. That's the very latest from Park Slope. I'm Vivian Lee for Today in New York.
Vivian, thank you. Autopsies will be performed today in New Jersey on a husband and wife victims of a murder-suicide. The violent drama played out Sunday afternoon in Howell Township. Police say Sebastian Scambati fatally shot his estranged wife Gina in her car just after she left work. Then he led police on a low-speed chase to his daughter's nearby home where he shot himself. Friends say the Scambatis were getting divorced. She had a temporary restraining order against him.
The death of a 2-year-old girl is under investigation in the Bronx. Police say the child's mother found her unconscious in her bed in her home on East 230th Street. The child was pronounced dead a short time later at Our Lady of Mercy Hospital. Cause of death has not yet been determined.
This morning, police in Essex County are looking for the vandals responsible for smashing the windows of more than 20 cars. Adam Shapiro is live in Bloomfield with the latest. Good morning, Adam.
Good morning again, Darlene. Again, take a look at what they've done here. You can see on this Volvo, a window's been smashed out. This started about 10:30 last night. Then on this car over here, this Chrysler, they smashed out this window. And these are just 2 of the more than 20 cars that we've been told might have been hit, not only here, but also in Glen Ridge. And there have been no arrests as of this morning. Police say they are looking for a blue Mitsubishi as well as a maroon Lincoln. And they say that there were some teenagers out for a joyride. They believe those are the suspects who are going around hitting cars with baseball bats, just smashing the windows for no reason that anybody is aware of. But when commuters wake up this morning in Bloomfield, they're going to discover that this is not going to be a pleasant way to start the week or start the work day. Again, they are looking for that blue Mitsubishi and a maroon Lincoln automobile. They don't have any suspects in custody as of yet, and it's at least 20 cars which have been hit in Bloomfield and also cars in Glen Ridge. We're on top of the story for you live in Bloomfield. Adam Shapiro, Today in New York.
All right, Adam, thank you so much. NBC News correspondent Andrea Mitchell will be back at the center of the Scooter Libby CIA leak case today. The Washington journalist is challenging a subpoena to testify for the defense, but Libby's lawyer argues she can bolster Libby's argument that he learned the name of Agent Valerie Wilson from Tim Russert. Russert of NBC's Meet the Press testified last week. Libby's lawyer begins his defense case today.
There's a stunning revelation just as the city council prepares to hold hearings into the school bus fiasco tomorrow. Turns out the education department has hired temps to answer the calls of parents asking about the new bus routes. Today's Post reports those temps never underwent fingerprinting and background checks, even though they can access a child's personal information. The city says the workers will now be screened. And in East Harlem, the announced closing of Our Lady Queen of Angels Church is being met with protests. According to today's Times, scores of parishioners staged a sit-in after Mass on Sunday. They're demanding the New York Archdiocese keep the church open, but there are no indications Catholic leaders will reverse themselves. A similar protest was held at Our Lady of the Rosary in Yonkers, where 2 people were arrested.
Well, still ahead, holiday toys, not the ones from 2 months ago, but the ones from 10 months away. Still, the hottest items could be decided at this week's Toy Fair. We'll have more on that.
Wow. Plus the Grammy highlights. The music industry proves it's ready to make nice with the Dixie Chicks.
We're going to make nice weather-wise across the Northeast today, doing a little traveling. Not a problem. Places like Boston, D.C. There will be some snow showers in Cleveland at 27. Over the Southeast, some mild air in place. Atlanta, 60. Wet weather, Miami. Wet weather, Houston, Oklahoma City as well. Snow moving into Chicago. St. Louis, a mixed bag. Some snow in Denver, rain, and it looks like some mild temperatures around Seattle, about 50, with some sunshine in Phoenix and temperatures there in the 60s. We've got a storm heading our way. Let you know what it's going to do to the tri-state. From today, New York comes right back.
It's finally here. The President's Day sale at Raymore and Flanagan. No money down, no interest all the way till 2011. Furniture worthy of the White House or wherever you may live. Mark down prices in every department and get interest-free financing till 2011. The President's Day sale should not be missed. Hurry in because it's ending soon.
1-800-DENTIST, I'm glad you called. I need someone who can fix my smile. Do you have a specific issue? I'm recently divorced and I'm looking to spend some money on a little self-improvement. How long has it been since you've seen a dentist? You don't want to know. Well, you called today, and that's what's important. Let me have your address and I'll find you a great dentist who will take good care of you. This service is wonderful. Can you find me a husband too? With your new smile, you'll do fine on your own.
When you don't know what the weather is going to do, it's good to know what your car can do. The Audi Quattro Winter Event. Get exceptional values on select Audi models, each available with race-proven and weather-proven Quattro all-wheel drive. The all-new Audi Q7, the SUV from the creator of Quattro. Take a test drive at your local Audi dealer today.
Mommy, I'm cold.
I'm Joe Kennedy. If you need help staying warm, call me at Citizens Energy at 1-877-JOE for oil. We'll get you some heating oil at 40% off from the good people of Venezuela and Citgo. No one should be left out in the cold.
Well, there may finally be some relief for some snow-covered spots in upstate New York. The snow band that dumped more than 100 inches of snow in parts of Oswego County could break up later this morning. The National Weather Service will determine today if a new state snow record was set. Wow.
What was that all about anyway? Is it just...
What was that all about? Well, it was a prolonged situation, you know, atmospherically that set up and just lasted for 6-7 days. Wow. And that's a natural snowmaking machine, having the lake there. That lake never freezes. It's a deep lake. That one does not freeze over. So, again, they catch a little bit of a break, but it's not going to warm up anytime soon up there. For us, we've got the possibility of our first significant snowfall, widespread significant snowfall across the tri-state. The only problem is it may change over to rain or sleet or freezing rain or something in between, and that's going to be the trick to this whole forecast. Mostly cloudy, 28 right now. Rest of the stats shape up this way. A light wind out of the west at 3, humidity 39%, 30-22. Rising is the pressure. Mid-20s, central New Jersey, southern New Jersey. Low to mid-20s out across Long Island. Nearby suburbs north and west of town, mostly low 20s. Further north and west, you're in the teens, 16. Sussex, 18 up in Newburgh. So another cold morning, but relatively speaking, not as cold. Record books for the date, 62. Not too long ago, 1999, 3 below zero, the record low. And last year, the all-time record snowfall, not just for this date, but ever in Central Park, 24.1 inches. The total was a little higher than that. But in the meantime, closer to 25. But we're looking at a storm system beginning to get organized across portions of Texas and Oklahoma this morning. That's one piece of energy that will slide eastward, tap into the Gulf of Mexico, bring more moisture northward. At the same time, there's an Arctic cold front trying to slide toward us. That will bring in some colder air later on today and especially tonight and tomorrow, setting the stage for the approach of that storm system. And here's where the problem really lies in terms of timing out the precipitation and what form it's going to take. Come on, maps. There you go. No problem today, really. Just maybe a late snow flurry or two with that cold front as it slides on through. We'll be in the upper 30s this afternoon, so that is going to be the warmest day by far of the next 5, if not 6 or 7. 20 the overnight low tonight, nothing more than a stray flurry. And then tomorrow, the clouds thicken up. Could be some light snow moving in from south to north later in the day. This is the track we're leaning toward right now. One that would take the storm a little bit closer to the coast. If that happens, it should bring in enough milder air, relatively milder air off the Atlantic Ocean so that this city sees a snowfall overnight into the morning hours of Wednesday, and then it mixes with and changes to sleet and rain, keeping down the accumulation somewhat. North and west of town by about 30, 40 miles. It may stay all snow or snow and sleet. Accumulations there obviously could be a bit heavier. If the storm tracks a little bit further to the south and east, which is still not out of the realm of possibility, though less of a possibility of that happening the way it looks now, everybody would see a heavy snow accumulation and again strong winds and almost blizzard-like conditions. That's a possibility, but not likely as it stands right now. But there's a lot of pieces to this puzzle that have to come together yet. Winter storm watch, northwest New Jersey, Hudson Valley. That's for Tuesday night and Wednesday. I'm sure in the next 24 hours we'll see various advisories go up in and around the city too. 3 to 5 inches, the average swath. You could see accumulation, give or take 1 or 2 either side of that. Slushy accumulation of 1 to 2 south shores of Long Island, coastal areas, New Jersey, and then the white area north and west could be 6 inches or more. But again, this is not etched in stone by far. And this is one of those storms that we're really going to have to track almost hour by hour. 38 today, 26 tomorrow. The snow moves in late. Snow tomorrow night could mix with change to sleet and rain on Wednesday, and then windy with a leftover flurry or snow shower Thursday morning, and colder air will follow Thursday into Friday. So winter continues to sink its teeth in, and this may be the first real big widespread winter storm we have so far this year coming up.
They were saying about a year ago this week or something, right? Is that what you said? The last one?
The big one was last year on this date, yeah.
Really?
All-time record. Yeah.
All-time record?
What was I doing?
What were you doing?
It was a weekend. It was a weekend. You weren't working. You were watching it.
It was a weekend. Oh, hey, Trish, you there?
See, look at that memory he has. And we have Valentine's
He'll have no
Day.
memory of this next one.
Right.
Exactly.
I woke up and my lip was tattooed.
Exactly. What a great night that was. Guys, we are still looking good on the area roadways. Just watch out in the Bronx, southbound Pelham Parkway. Delays right at the New England Thruway with an accident in the process of being cleared. To get you back outside Skycam Network, we can show you things are pretty smooth along the Gowanus. No major problems, just beginning to build up in through Industry City. And if you're heading for the Brooklyn-Queens Expressway northbound side, so far, so good as you make your ride in through the Brooklyn Bridge. We'll show you that shot next. And again, just getting going here for a Monday morning, so nothing unusual along the Gowanus BQE combination. Still looking good inbound side of the Holland Tunnel. Your approaches, whether you're coming off of 1 and 9 or the New Jersey Turnpike, still in decent shape. And alternate side suspended. Meter rules in effect, of course, when you get in your car. Check out traffic and transit on 1010 Winds. Darlene, Rob, back to you guys.
All right, Trish, thank you so much. Business headlines on this Monday. Here's Darby Dunn at CNBC. Good morning.
Good morning, Rob. Good morning, Darlene. Hope everybody had a great weekend. An exciting week on Wall Street ahead of us. Investors will be waiting to hear what Fed Chairman Ben Bernanke has to say about those all-important interest rates. That happens later this week. On Wednesday, he's going to testify before the Senate Banking Committee. Ahead of that, the Dow stands at 12,580 after losing 56 points on Friday. The Nasdaq lost more than 1% to close at 2459. Saudi Arabia's oil minister is telling the Wall Street Journal that the world oil market is in, quote, much better health and balance. He also said that if this trend holds, there will be no need for further production cuts or increases. OPEC is expected to meet on March 15th. And the maker of some of the biggest brands in your kitchen is up for sale. Pinnacle Foods of Cherry Hill, New Jersey, is expected to be sold today to the Blackstone Group for $1.2 billion. Pinnacle makes such things as Duncan Hines, Mrs. Butterworth, Swanson Frozen Dinners, and Aunt Jemima pancake mix. If you're thinking of what to have for breakfast today, that might have given you some ideas. And it's all business at the American International Toy Fair, which is in town today. More than 20,000 buyers from around the world will be looking for the hottest games, gadget, dolls, and action figures for the next holiday shopping season. The toy industry had $10.6 billion in sales during the 2006 holidays. Rob and Darlene, I feel like I accounted for a large portion of those sales. But doesn't it seem early to be thinking about toys? I feel like we just got through Christmas.
Yeah, it's sort of like Fashion Week for toys, right? They're always a season ahead of everybody else.
Yeah, like a season and a half even. It's out of control.
Totally. But it'll be fun to see what the hot toy was. I think this year that TMX Elmo was the big one.
Yes.
Yeah. It's still big at home, right? You hear him every day?
And he's buried away.
Oh, okay.
Let's not talk about him in case Jack's listening.
Yeah, he might come out. Thanks, Darby.
All right, we'll see you guys later.
All right, the talk of last night's Grammy Awards is the all-girl trio and their amazing comeback.
Yes! And the album of the year, the Grammy for Album of the Year goes to the Dixie Chicks.
The Dixie Chicks won 5 awards out of 5 nominations. That included Record and Song of the Year for Not Ready to Make Nice. Their career had suffered a setback after remarks critical of fellow Texan President George Bush. It was a good night for a couple of local artists. Yonkers' own Mary J. Blige took 3 Grammys for her album, The Breakthrough. And Fairfield, Connecticut's John Mayer won 2 trophies for his CD, Continuum. I think part of the big news was that the Police were back together and they opened the show.
You were saying that.
It was great. I was excited.
I had no idea that was going to happen.
Yeah, I heard about it. I didn't see it, but
I
I
saw
heard
it was
about
pretty
that.
good.
They were good?
Staying with a muscle shirt. It looks good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Sting. Pumping iron. All right, guys. The Devils score early, but then get struck by lightning 4 times, and the Red Storm was looking for the upset, but could they put the squeeze on the Orangemen?
I'm Roseanne Coletti. How much will those Valentine's Day roses cost you this year? I'll have that and more coming up.
Hello, New York. You need an extra layer. 'Tis the season for cold and flu. New Puffs Plus has a magical layer, makes it more soothing for you. And those in need deserves Puffs indeed.
It's on, even when the lights aren't.
It's on when there's an emergency.
It's on whenever I need it.
With Verizon, when the power goes out, your phone stays on. Plus, we handle over 1.2 billion calls a day with over 99.99% reliability. There's something cable can't say.
My phone, it's always on.
Verizon, it's the network.
When you don't know what the weather is going to do, it's good to know what your car can do. The Audi Quattro Winter Event. Get exceptional values on select Audi models. Each available with race-proven and weather-proven Quattro all-wheel drive. Test drive the Audi A4 Sports Sedan at your local Audi dealer today.
And now for some big news. It's Empire's half-price carpet sale. Save 50% on quality brand-name carpet. You can shop right at home, and we'll install your new carpet next day. Right now, you'll save 50%. Plus, make no payments till April 2008. Next day installation, no payments till April 2008, and 50% savings. A carpet sale this big can't last forever. Call Empire today.
800-588-2300 Empire.
Today. America runs on Dunkin's new maple cheddar breakfast sandwich. Surprise your taste buds with a sweet combination of maple-flavored sausage and cheddar cheese with scrambled egg on a freshly baked croissant. Dunkin' Donuts. America runs on Dunkin'.
Closed captioning provided by ChevyOffers.com. The latest offers from Chevrolet.
Welcome back, everyone. Americans last year bought 189 million roses for Valentine's Day. And this year, if you plan to be one of those customers, you may want to make sure you're buying flowers that will last. Roseanne Coletti joins us this morning with a comprehensive look at what's out there on the rose market and what you need to know for buying and maintaining flowers. Good morning.
Good morning.
So these are spectacular. We're going to get to these in just a minute, right? They're unbelievable. But, I mean, this is the season, right? And you want to make sure you're getting a good deal and good quality.
Right, and it depends on what you're willing to pay. Okay. Now, these to your right,
all the way
the
here
smaller ones, right, I picked up at my local supermarket, $20. They're very nice, but you have to clean them yourself. The thorns are still on them. Some of the leaves may be dead, but they're very nice.
20
and
bucks.
$20.
Okay.
These came from a florist. $80. They're
Okay.
beautiful. They're much taller. The longer the stem, the more you will pay. They're arranged beautifully. They have beautiful greenery around them. You don't have to do anything. They come in the vase.
Yeah, the filler is beautiful.
It really is. Here, well, look.
Oh my gosh, there's
5 to 6 feet
I've
tall.
never seen this before.
5 to 6 feet tall. These come from Ecuador. The heads on these roses are so big, they had to put covers on them that you would normally cover pears or fruit with.
Gosh.
And but these are $249.
Wow.
Now, you can save $50 if you're willing to buy 2 dozen and pay $450.
Oh, so one for your wife, one for your mom?
Right. Love is very large here.
They're spectacular.
And these are eco grown, so they're rather special. But this, where are you going to put these?
Well,
in most
I
cases.
have a spot.
Oh, you do?
I know exactly where I'm going to put that. That's going to be an umbrella stand later on. All right, honey?
Now, no matter what you pay, you want to make sure they last.
That's right. Tips for preserving, right? We're going to get into that. The first one, check out the stem. What does that mean?
Well, when you're purchasing the roses, number one, you want to check the stems and make sure that they are nice and green, that they are not old looking, that they are not stiff, that they are not slimy.
Okay.
Those are some of the things
Not
you need to
slimy.
check. And then the next thing you need to check is the water. You may actually want to smell the water, especially if you're picking up roses at a stand.
So what do we smell? If it's foul, obviously.
Yes, if it smells fresh, you know the roses are likely to be nice and fresh. If the water hasn't been changed for a while, then maybe the roses have been sitting there a while.
And then the petals?
The petals should be nice and firm.
Okay.
They shouldn't be all droopy. They shouldn't be dark. Now, sometimes with the change in the weather, you'll get a little dark coloration around the tips of the petals, Darlene, but that is just the way the color is
So
set.
that's okay.
That's okay. And then if the petals are green right around the edges, that's actually a good sign. They may last a little longer.
Sort of like a fruit.
True.
Okay. All right. Keeping them alive once you get them home. This is where I mess everything up.
Everyone does.
Okay.
Yes.
What do you do?
Cut them underwater, cut them on an angle underwater, put them in fresh water right away.
Room temperature water, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, they will drink the water faster if it's room temperature. If it's cold, it will take a little longer to be absorbed.
And what about that flower food? Do I use that immediately or?
Put it in with the water right away, unless you have a metal container or a lead glass crystal container, lead crystal, because the acid in the food will interact with the lead or the metal.
Okay, interesting. Last one before we go, keep them out of direct sunlight.
Right. Indirect light is great. Direct sunlight, no.
No good. All right, I'm gonna keep these tips and
Hope they
hopefully use
last.
them. I have to get the flowers first. Thanks, Roseanne. All right, if you want to read more about Roseanne's suggestions or her blog called Sweet Revenge for Valentine's Day, log on to our website, WNBC.com. Rob, over to you.
You guys look so lovely over there.
I love this.
And short, right?
Beautiful.
Roseanne.
Roseanne, yeah.
Like
She's
that?
our own flower.
That's right.
And Darlene, you got me thinking.
Huh?
A rose speaks of love silently.
Yes.
It's a language known only to the heart.
What is he talking about?
He just pinned that. He just wrote that right now.
No, it's actually
romantic.
It's actually on rosequotes.com.
Well, that's fine.
Which is a good place.
Yeah,
too.
it was a good place.
So anyway,
Rose by
back
any
to
other-
more manly things.
Yes. Talk a little baseball.
Okay.
All right, Bernie Williams says he may not play with this team this year. He turns down a minor league invite, saying he'll stay at home, stay in shape, and see if the Yanks change their minds and give him a guaranteed roster spot. Sadly, the end may be near for the Yankee legend. How about on the ice? Both the Rangers and Islanders with the day off. The Devils hosted Tampa Bay in a game seen right here on NBC4. Devils got on the board just 2 minutes in. Scotty Gomez banking one off Lightning defender Corey Sarich and pass goalie Johan Holmquist 1-0 New Jersey, but the Devils didn't score again. Now tied at 1 in the second, Nick Tarnowski loses the puck behind the net, but recovers it and sneaks it by Marty Brodeur. Tampa scored 3 in the second en route to a 4-1 victory. Knicks and Nets were both off yesterday, but here's something that will have most Metropolitan Hoops fans smiling. The Celtics in Minnesota tied at 107 in the final seconds when former Celtic Ricky Davis sinks the game-winning shot for the Timberwolves with 0.2 of a second remaining. Boston loses again, 109-107. That's 18 in a row for the Celtics. The all-time record is 23. In college hoops, Manhattan lost to Niagara 76-74. Iona fell to Marist 79-53. They're now 1-24 in the season. St. John's traveled to Syracuse looking for the upset. Johnny's led by 3 at the half. Early second off the inbounds pass. Anthony Mason Jr. slams home the alley-oop. Mason finished with 21 points. Orange battle back up 4. Demetrius Nichols buries the fadeaway jumper to push the lead to 6. He finished with a career-high 37 points. Now, Red Storm down 3, last chance, but Avery Patterson's desperation attempt is off the mark. Johnnies are now 5-7 in Big East play, 76-74 the final. In golf, Phil Mickelson turned the final round of the Pebble Beach Pro-Am into his own personal highlight reel. Lefty picked up 9 birdies on Sunday en route to a tournament record-tying 20 under par. It's his 30th career title, first win since the 2006 Masters. And finally, to say basketball is a game of inches, UConn at LSU tied at 69. Renee Montgomery knocks down the step back, top of the key 3 with 6 seconds remaining. So LSU one last chance. They're down 3. Portia Phillips with a deep jumper of her own as the buzzer goes off. Check it out. We're getting ready for overtime. But take a look at the video. Her toe was on the line. Lady Huskies celebrate as they end LSU's 43-game home winning streak in stunning fashion.
Wow.
She wore a size 7. She needed a 6. So it would have been behind.
Something.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks so, man.
Yep.
It is 5:58. Coming up next, one officer shot, another is under arrest.
An NYPD officer is charged with helping her ex-con husband cover up his crime, and he's accused of shooting an undercover police officer. Details on this bizarre story coming up.
I just wanna be your everything. I'm on tonight, you know my hips don't lie, and I'm starting to feel it's right. All the attraction. Cause you had a bad day, you take one down, you sing a sad song just to turn it.
We keep you going all day at work. Online at 1067lightfm.com and on your radio at 106.7 Light FM.
This car is packed with technology.
But I find it very easy to use.
The car is simple, intuitive. It's elegant, it's beautiful. The way it makes you feel, the safety, the security, the comfort. We walked away from an accident because of that car.
The car's an absolute rocket. Just a wonderful car to drive.
You get what you pay for, it's that simple. When I was a kid, I thought these cars were the most beautiful in the world. And I still do.
Recovering your teeth and your smile is very easy. Trust our specialists in implantology. More than 1.5 million patients already have. What are you waiting for? Call now, 1-877-2-VITAL-DENT. The power of a smile.
What are you working for? Tell us at WNBC.com and you could win big in the Monster Works giveaway. Over $100,000 in prizes, including a family vacation to Orlando, a new hybrid car, cash, and more. Go to WNBC.com and enter to win today.
In the news, an NYPD officer accused in connection with the shooting of another officer in Brooklyn.
Dozens of car windows smashed as vandals attack an Essex County neighborhood.
Questions about the Iraq War dominate Senator Clinton's campaign trip to New Hampshire. These stories and more making news today in New York. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Today in New York. It is February 12th, Monday morning. I'm Darlene Rodriguez.
And I'm Rob Morrison, 6 o'clock on the nose. And I'm dying to know if we actually made it above freezing this weekend.
Yes, we did.
Nice.
Matter of fact, and we're going to do it today, but nice. Only by a degree or so each day, but we did it. And today, several degrees above freezing. In fact, we're almost there already at 28 degrees. You'll step outside this morning and say, hey, this doesn't feel too bad. We've got a cloudy sky right now. Suburbs are a bit chillier, but the problem is we do have some cold Arctic air sitting to the north and west, ready to make another move toward us. It's not too bad. Ithaca, Worcester, 20. All right. Altoona. Hello, Altoona, you're on the air. It's 20 degrees there, but up to the north and west, notice temperatures actually in the single digits. Traverse City for 30 below zero, and Pickle Lake, 26 below zero, Winnipeg. Now, it's not going to get that cold here, but we have that Arctic air trying to seep back in, and at the same time, we've got moisture trying to head in our direction. We'll show you that on next Rad 4. Temperatures around here this morning, again, mostly low to mid-20s, some upper 20s, and it's pretty quiet around here. We may see a couple of flurries or snow showers late in the day or this evening. This is one piece of energy moving across the Great Lakes area associated with the Arctic cold front, but it's further to the south and west. That's the culprit right there over the panhandle of Texas right now. That will move eastward and then redevelop along the middle Atlantic coast as we work our way into Tuesday night and Wednesday. So we expect some snow around here, but it could change over to rain and sleet in the city and along the coast. Tuesday night to Wednesday right now with the storm watch in effect, northwest New Jersey, Orange County, Ulster, Sullivan, Dutchess County up to the north. But that may get expanded as this picture becomes a little bit clearer in terms of the exact storm track. Bottom line today is we're okay. Just a few snow flurries possible later. Look for high temperature. Relatively speaking, not bad. We'll be in the upper 30s. More on the storm in detail coming up in a few minutes.
All right. Thank you very much, Chris. An NYPD officer stands accused of betraying the force trying to help her husband get rid of the evidence in the shooting of another officer. Vivian Lee is live at New York Methodist Hospital in Park Slope. Vivian, good morning.
Good morning, Darlene. And Officer Andrew Suarez remains here at New York Methodist in stable but serious condition still. Meanwhile, the man who has been accused of trying to kill him has been charged with that alleged crime, while the suspect's wife, who was a member of the NYPD, herself has been accused of trying to cover up her husband's alleged crime. 37-year-old Jacqueline Melendez Rivera, a mother of 3 and 7 months pregnant, is charged with obstruction and tampering with evidence after the 13-year veteran of the NYPD allegedly drove her ex-con husband's white SUV away following a shooting early Saturday that injured Officer Andrew Suarez. Her husband, 31-year-old Jose Rivera, who was released from jail in 2002, is facing attempted murder and weapons charges from that shooting in Park Slope after Officer Suarez was shot in the back above his bulletproof vest.
He's maintaining his innocence. Obviously, he's concerned about the officer's safety. His wife is a member of the police force, and he respects the police.
Police say Jose Rivera was driving the SUV when he pulled up beside an unmarked car with 4 undercover officers inside. Police say Rivera asked, "You got a beef?" before opening fire. Prosecutors say a witness later overheard Rivera telling his wife he had to shoot because they shot at him first and that she had to get rid of the vehicle. The bullet-ridden white SUV was found a couple of hours later and a mile from the scene with Melendez Rivera behind the wheel. Prosecutors say this loaded 9mm Ruger handgun found behind the couple's home was the one used to shoot Officer Suarez. And the lawyer for Melendez Rivera told the judge during her arraignment that she did not know that the man her husband is accused of shooting is a fellow officer. We are live in Park Slope. I'm Vivian Lee for Today in New York.
All right, Vivian, thank you so much. The search is on for suspects in Bloomfield, where dozens of cars were vandalized overnight. Adam Shapiro is live with a look at some of the damage. Adam?
Rob, we're talking about more than 20 cars, which we've been told were hit in Bloomfield. You can see this Volvo here is one of the cars that had its window smashed out. Over here is a Chrysler. I believe this is a Neon. It's had its window smashed out. And there have been no arrests as of this morning for whomever did this damage. Again, more than 20 cars hit, starting around 10:30 last night on Broughton Avenue. And we were told by police that they're looking for a blue Mitsubishi as well as a maroon Lincoln automobile. I believe some teenagers going for a joyride were using baseball bats to smash out what you saw here earlier, the side windows on some cars as well as some windshields and then the back windshields on automobiles. But again, they don't have any arrests. Now, this isn't the only town that is reporting this kind of problem. Also some reports of cars being vandalized in Glen Ridge. But as we come back out live here in Bloomfield on Howard Street, these 2 cars, just 2 of the more than 20 that were hit overnight. A guy was just driving to work. He told us he didn't hear anything. And when you think about it, a baseball bat being used to whack a car window, that's going to be a pretty loud noise. It's more than just a hassle for the people going to have to drive into work in these cars this morning. And when you think about it, they're going to lose a couple days' wages replacing those windows. If you have insurance, a $500 deductible, you're really going to wind up paying out of your own pocket because it's going to be a couple $100s to replace that window if you've ever been through this kind of thing before. Live in Bloomfield, Adam Shapiro Today in New York.
Very frustrating. Thank you very much, Adam. The war in Iraq has claimed the life of a U.S. Army Ranger from Long Island. 26-year-old James Regan of Manhasset died in a roadside bombing near Baghdad. He was an All-American lacrosse player at Chaminade High School and later played at Duke. Regan is Chaminade's 3rd graduate to die in Iraq. And we've also learned that 31-year-old Marine Corporal Thomas Saba from New Jersey died in Iraq last week. He was one of 6 people on board a helicopter that crashed in Al Anbar province. Meanwhile, U.S. military officials have released new evidence they say links top leaders in the Iranian government with the creation of roadside bombs used to kill American troops in Iraq. According to coalition officials, explosively formed penetrators, or EFPs, are being built in Iran and smuggled to extremist Shiite groups in Iraq. EFPs have killed 170 troops.
Well, Hillary Clinton's bid for the White House took her to New Hampshire and Vermont over the weekend. Clinton answered questions about issues ranging from health care to education, but it was her 2002 vote to send troops to Iraq that dominated the discussion.
I have taken responsibility for my vote. The mistakes were made by this president who misled this country and this Congress into a war that should not have been waged.
Clinton also said that if elected, she would expect the Iraqis to take charge of their own security and would not have the United States, quote, babysit a civil war. Coming up in just a half hour, a live report from Jay DeDapper, who has been following Clinton's campaign this weekend in New Hampshire. And later on the Today Show, more on Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama's push for the White House.
Mayor Bloomberg should be in Washington today on a special campaign of his own. He'll have a rare private meeting with Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice. Today's Daily News reports Bloomberg is looking for help to make sure the United Nations stays in New York. He argues many jobs are at stake, and Albany has dragged its heels on approving a UN renovation program.
Well, another day, we're just finding out about another water main break on Staten Island. Chopper 4 overhead in New Dorp. What do you have, Dan?
Rob, this one's not as serious as the ones we've seen the past couple of weeks here, but you're looking at a minor water main break. This is Steele Avenue, just off of Richmond Road, just above 3rd Street. You see crews are here on the street here, trying to get the situation under control. Not a lot of water flowing in this area, but if you look close enough from where those people are standing on top of your screen down towards that vehicle, you can see some ice has formed on the roadway here. Of course, the cold temperatures not being very kind to the water mains in this area. We've seen several water main breaks over the last 2 weeks. This one, the most minor of the ones that we've seen so far this season. But you can see crews are on the scene here trying to get the situation under control. Reporting live in Chopper Farm, Dan Rice. Let's check on our morning commute with Trish Yodice over at Shadow Traffic. Good morning,
Thanks a lot, Dan. Good morning to you. Yeah, here we go again with the water main breaks. We're also dealing with slowdowns Long Island Center, Moriches. Watch out for delays at Main Street and Railroad Avenue. That's the scene of an accident, and crews are out there now working on that. Let's get you outside Skycam Network. We can show you that things are pretty quiet this morning at the Brooklyn Bridge inbound side. Just the usual police activity, but really not bad traffic-wise. So far, we're good crossing the span. And in Queens now, we've got slowdowns along the LIE westbound side building up into the fairgrounds. And again, as you make your ride in through Queens Boulevard. If you're heading for the Midtown Tunnel, though, still looking good here. No major problems inbound side of the tunnel. So far, Queensboro Bridge looking good. And of course, when you get in your car, check out traffic and transit on 1010 winds. Alternate side suspended today. Meter rules still in effect. Darlene and Rob, back to you.
All right, Trish, thank you very much. There may be a new state record for snowfall. We'll have details coming up.
Also ahead, the top dogs, some of the world's best breeds in a canine competition.
And our own top dog, Otis, right here.
Oh, thank you very much. Speaking of competition, conference play heating up. St. John's looking for the big-time upset in the Big East. Anthony Mason Jr. making senior field proud on this play. And, of course, Anthony Mason Sr., Nick, and Chris.
That's right. Yeah, somewhat. See if they can turn it up a little bit.
Not admitting it now. Huh?
Yeah, right. Guilty. All right, today we're quiet. We've got clouds, maybe a couple of flurries later in the day, but we're storm-free until late in the day tomorrow. And then tomorrow night and Wednesday, the storm really begins to kick in. Could be snow, sleet, rain, freezing rain, a whole mixture. We'll talk about that and much more with Today New York. Comes right back.
Is life getting to you?
You just have to honor the correct price. You got that?
I can't do this many leaves for $10.
On March 2nd, 4 friends.
We need to get away.
Road trip? 2,000 miles.
Now, what do we have here? You wearing pants?
No. How wild
What did you do? I blew up their bar.
can it get?
I wanted to say something funny, but all I could think of was black jokes. Please, do tell.
Wild Hogs. Rated PG-13.
Hi, I'm Stephen Korn, and I have a question. Why buy a fur from a traveling liquidation sale or a department store when you can get better quality for less money from a true furrier? I'd like to invite you to an incredible fur sale at all 4 of my beautiful salons, where you can save 40 to 70% off regular retail prices. Choose from lightweight sheared mink, fashionable swakara, plush chinchilla, and fine shieldings, many by top designers. Where you buy your fur is as important as the fur you buy, and we've been satisfying customers for over 109 years.
In honor of President's Day, your Honda dealer is making some very impressive offers on your favorite Honda car or truck. From the innovative Ridgeline and 8-passenger Pilot to the stylish Accord and ever-popular Civic. In fact, you could even say that no price is carved in stone. But we wouldn't because it doesn't sound, very presidential. The President's Day celebration. Now get APR financing as low as 0.9% on select Honda trucks for well-qualified buyers.
Mom, these are awesome. You used to fit into these?
Total, 100 calories to help you lose weight. 100% whole grain to help keep your shape.
Hey, sweetie, I want those back.
Totally manage your weight. Try more great flavors from Total. They're totally delicious.
How'd you meet your sweetheart? Kiss and tell at WNBC.com.
Welcome back. The snow ban that left lots of snow behind in Oswego County could finally break up later on this morning. Call it a band. It was also almost more like a full orchestra.
I think so.
I would say. Yeah. The National Weather Service will be looking to see if a new state record was set by that band. The previous record, 10 feet, 7 inches of snow over a 7-day period. That happened in January of '02. What do you think?
Leave the really bad, corny weatherman jokes to, those who really deliver them badly. No, I just kidding.
Do you think they'll break it? You think
they may very well.
Yeah?
Actually, there's more going on this morning. They talk about that band breaking up, but now you got me thinking band breaking up. But there's a very heavy snow band out there right now.
Why'd they break up?
Let's show you.
The police were back together last
musical
night.
differences.
The police, they got back
Yes,
together
they
yesterday
did.
for the Grammys, right?
It was musical differences. Now it's meteorological differences, apparently. We'll see how it goes. But we'll show you that in a second. We're concerned with a storm that will eventually get its act together along the eastern seaboard later tomorrow night, Wednesday. Still some big questions as to what type of precipitation we see at the heaviest point of the storm. Mostly cloudy, 28 degrees, certainly cold enough for snow right now. West wind to 3, humidity 41%. Pressure steady at 30-22. Temperatures around the tri-state this morning do range from mid and upper teens, well to the north and west of town, to the mid and upper 20s in and close to the city. Nearby suburbs out across Long Island, low 20s. And same thing across central portions of New Jersey, low to middle 20s. Again, with a partly to mostly cloudy sky, just some high clouds starting to push on in. Big picture satellite-wise, this is the one piece of energy, the main focus point that will drive eastward over the next 24 hours, bring moisture out of the Gulf of Mexico. There's an Arctic cold front also trying to slide in from the north and west, and that will also begin to take some of its energy and mix it with that storm system in the next 24 to 36 hours. The inland storm will die out. A coastal storm will develop tomorrow night. How close to the coast that storm forms will play a big part as to what type of precipitation we see. Here's that snow band I was telling you about. Notice the first few frames, not there. And then it reformed again. And you can see that snowblower, it looks like, coming off of Lake Ontario continues this morning. Probably seeing snowfall rates up there again of 2-3 inches an hour, if not more. No real problems today. Maybe a late snow flurry or two. Best chance for that north and west, but 38. That's nice. That's as warm as it's going to get for a while. 20 tonight, mostly cloudy skies. That Arctic air seeps back in. Here's the problem. The cold air is coming in from the north. The moisture is riding in from the south. We do expect snow to break out late in the day tomorrow from south to north into tomorrow night. Track number 1 and the more likely track brings it close enough to the coast to at least see the snow mix with and then change to sleet and rain in the city. Coastal area, certainly a good bit of a change over there. North and west of town, though, it could stay all snow or snow going over to sleet and freezing rain. 6 inches or more possibility. If the storm were to track a little further south and east, though, that would put us deeper into the cold air and not allow that warmer or milder ocean air to get in here. So we're all snow, and it could be a heavy-duty snowfall. This is still a possibility, but sitting in the lesser chance, let's say kind of in a 1 in 5 chance. Meantime, we're looking at about a 3 to 5 inch snowfall before any type of mixing or changeover takes place. Coastal areas, New Jersey, Long Island, lesser amounts, 1 or 2, and then north and west, 6 or more. Some locations north and west, if this were to stay all snow, could see up to a foot. So that's still a possibility in here. This is a very tricky storm. Kind of hard to put your finger on it just yet. 38 today, 26 tomorrow, snow late, snow tomorrow night. May go to rain or sleet Wednesday, and then back to snow Wednesday night before it tapers off and ends. This is going to be one of those storms that really is going to be hard to track and follow because it's constantly evolving. It's just not that clear cut just yet.
We trust you. We have faith in you.
Absolutely.
Thanks, man. This band's staying together.
Yeah, exactly.
Love you guys.
Thanks, Chris. All right, in one church, when services ended, some parishioners stayed right in their pews for hours. More on this protest in East Harlem at 6:30.
Plus, the critics hated it, but Eddie Murphy has the last laugh. This weekend's top movies coming up.
NBC tonight, a great night of television starts with an all-American Deal or No Deal. And nothing's more American than $1 million.
That's it, Howie.
Then on Heroes, for the first time, two heroes will face off.
This should be fun.
And on Studio 60, hookups,
I'm your man.
breakups,
Really?
and it's all new.
It's good. It is.
Deal or No Deal, Heroes, and Studio 60, tonight on NBC.
Oh, I got the knives. I don't even know how to play this game, but I got them all fooled. It's all in the game face. Little something I call Attack Force Delta. So tonight, Nick Felder is the deadly green felt ninja, and I'm faking it until I'm making it. And no one's gonna know the difference.
Nearly 300 table games, over 6,000 slot machines, and so much more. Mohegan Sun. A world at play.
Studying's a waste.
The truth is,
I can't pass a test.
Why do I need to learn this?
the truth is,
I don't understand it.
I hate homework.
the truth is.
Reading's too hard for me.
Recognize the signs. Call Huntington Learning Center at 1-800-CAN-LEARN to help your child do better in school. The truth is, Huntington can help. Your child can learn. Call now, 1-800-CAN-LEARN.
Come on, sweetheart. You have fun?
Mom, what does spoiled mean?
Spoiled? Why? Did somebody call you that?
No. Somebody called you that.
It's time you were spoiled too. The all-new Mazda CX-9 crossover SUV. 7 passengers. The Zoom Zoom way.
This is the top of the world, the crown jewel of Rockefeller Center, and the perfect place to see New York. The observation deck at Top of the Rock. Experience its elegance, past and present, high above Rockefeller Plaza. Marvel at the breathtaking views. Open from 8 a.m. to midnight, 365 days a year. Bring your guests, your friends, your family, because this view can't be missed. To purchase your reserved time tickets, visit the Top of the Rock box office or go to topoftherocknyc.com.
Good morning, everyone. It is 6:18. Looking out at the BQE, 28 degrees on a Monday morning. Welcome back to Today in New York. Well, for the 131st straight year, it's time for the Dog Days of Winter here in New York City. The 2-day Westminster Kennel Club Dog Show begins this morning at Madison Square Garden. More than 2,600 canines will take over the arena, competing for the coveted Best in Show title. The reigning champion is a colored bull terrier named Rufus, who I actually got to see on Friday at the NBC Experience store. Because, you know, I had one of those dogs, a white one. I put her to sleep a couple weeks ago. And he's so sweet. Yeah. He's so sweet. Yeah.
Big guy, Rufus.
He's enormous, 75 pounds. He's like enormous. And they're doing like paw prints for everybody in their pictures. And he's like, yeah, okay, whatever. But he was sweet.
So you petted him?
I did, because I missed my girl. He was sweet. Very nice.
All right. A triple helping of Eddie Murphy attracted the most attention at the movies this weekend.
Go Norbit! Go Norbit! Go Norbit! Go Norbit! Go Norbit!
Yeah, go Norbit. Eddie Murphy plays 3 characters in his movie Norbit, which opened in the top spot the box office charts this weekend. Film taking in more than $33 million, almost twice as much as the new thriller Hannibal Rising. The comedy Because I Said So finished third, followed by The Messengers and Ben Stiller's hit Night at the Museum, still hanging in there at number 5.
It still is. All right, we're going to check the commute now. We'll head over to Dan Rice in Chopper 4. What's going on, Dan?
And darling, we're taking a look at the Long Island Expressway as you make way from the Fairgrounds area. Just over Left Rack City there, you can see the merge with the Van Wyck Expressway coming through the Fairgrounds. A typical morning commute in full effect now on the LIE, making your way westbound to the city. You can see that traffic is bumper to bumper once you get past the Grand Central Parkway, coming past Left Rack City, getting to Queens Boulevard. But the good news is if you can wait that long and get through the Boulevard area, you can see that traffic breaks wide open. Bring the camera out here. Our pilot Lars Andres is flying us towards the LIE, and you can see it's going to be a clean shot making your way to the BQE and into the Midtown Tunnel. Reporting live in Chopper Forum, Dan Rice. Robin Darling, back to you.
All right, Dan, thank you so much. We may have seen the last of Bernie Williams in pinstripes. Oh, man. Has more of that coming up in sports.
And later at 6:30, a bear trapped in a tree and the effort to rescue him caught on camera.
That woman has given her whole life in service to her people.
She was born to rule a world of tradition.
Duty first, self second. That's all I've ever known.
Nothing prepared her for a world of change.
Something's happened. There's been a shift in values.
It's the best picture of the year. A work of art hails Entertainment Weekly. It's real and timeless. And now it's nominated for 6 Academy Awards, including Best Picture of the Year. The Queen, rated PG-13, now playing everywhere.
It's finally here. The President's Day sale at Raymore and Flanagan. No money down, no interest all the way till 2011. Furniture worthy of the White House or wherever you may live. Markdown prices in every department. And get interest-free financing till 2011. The President's Day sale should not be missed. Hurry in, because it's ending soon.
My grandpa Byron Holton died from smoking. The day of his memorial service, I felt sad. I loved him very much and I missed him. Having him gone was like taking a big part of me out. Seeing him lying there in the casket was like the worst day of my life.
You miss him pretty bad?
Yes, miss him a lot.
Do you see an HD?
IO Digital Cable brings you over 20 HD channels with no equipment to buy and no contracts to sign. And unlike satellite, HD is free with IO Digital Cable. Call 1-866-949-HD-TV or visit doyouseeinhd.com because everything about HD is better with IO.
At this very second, the available 4MATIC all-wheel drive system is sensing wheel slip. It automatically maintains constant wheel speed to help eliminate the loss of traction. At Mercedes-Benz, we have a firm grip on winter weather.
4MATIC all-wheel drive. Available in 7 Mercedes-Benz model lines.
This portion of the news is brought to you by your Tri-State Mercedes-Benz dealers.
Welcome back to Today in New York, 6:23. We're going to check business headlines once again. Here's Darby Dunn over at CNBC. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday to you, Rob. Well, on Wall Street, investors are going to be waiting to hear what Fed Chairman Ben Bernanke has to say about those all-important interest rates later this week. Wednesday, he'll testify before the Senate Banking Committee. Ahead of that, the Dow stands at 12,580 after losing 56 on Friday. The Nasdaq lost more than 1% to close at 2459. Saudi Arabia's oil minister is telling the Wall Street Journal that the world oil market is in, quote, much, much better health and balance. He also said if this trend holds, there'll be no need for further production cuts or increases. OPEC expected to meet on March 15th. And the maker of some of the biggest brands in your kitchen is up for sale. Pinnacle Foods of Cherry Hill, New Jersey, expected to be sold today to the Blackstone Group for $1.2 billion. The company produces Duncan Hines, Mrs. Butterworth, Swanson Frozen Dinners, Vlasic Pickles, and Aunt Jemima Pancake Mix. That would be good for breakfast this morning. The pancakes, not the pickles. And it's all business at the American International Toy Fair in town today. More than 20,000 buyers from around the world looking for the hottest games, gadgets, dolls, and action figures for the next holiday shopping season. The toy industry had $10.6 billion in sales during the 2006 holidays. Rob and Darlene, word is the big item this year could be Tickle Me Cookie Monster.
Really?
Yeah. Tickle Me Cookie Monster, also Tickle Me Ernie.
Oh.
So Tickle Me Elmo Extreme will have some friends to dance with.
Very cool. What they need to be talking about at that fair is how to open those packages when you get them.
I know.
Thanks,
You have
Darby.
to get out the pliers, the scissors, everything.
Thank you. See you later.
The welding shield and everything. You gotta weld it off.
You do.
Yeah.
You
Tell
know.
Nothing will beat just regular old Grover in my house.
Right.
Jack's become attached to that little blue guy.
he's sweet.
We have to sneak him away to wash him and dry him because it gets to smell a little rank after a little while.
Ooh, sneak him away. All right. Bernie Williams says he may not play with this team this year. He turns down a minor league invite by the Yankees, saying he'll stay at home, stay in shape, and see if the Yanks change their minds and give him a guaranteed roster spot. Sadly, the end may be near for this Yankee legend. On the ice, both the Rangers and Islanders had the day off while the Devils hosted Tampa Bay. Game seen right here on NBC4. Devils scored 2 minutes into the game against the Lightning, and they don't strike again. 4 unanswered by Tampa. Nick Tarnowski sneaks it past Martin Brodeur of Tampa with the 4-1 victory. Knicks and Nets were both off yesterday, but here's something that will have most Metropolitan Hoop fans smiling. The Celtics floundering in Minnesota, tied at 107 in the final seconds when former Celtic Ricky Davis sinks the game-winning shot for the Timberwolves with 0.2 of a second remaining. Boston loses again 109-107. That's 18 in a row for the Celtics. The all-time losing streak is 23. In college hoops, Manhattan lost to Niagara 76-74. Iona fell to Marist 79-53. They're now 1-24 on the season. St. John's traveled to Syracuse looking for the upset. Johnny's led by 3 at the half, and early in the second off the inbounds pass, Anthony Mason Jr. slams it home. He had 21. Orange battled back up 4. Demetrius Nichols buried the fadeaway jumper to push the lead to 3. Finished with a career-high 37. Now Red Storm down 3. Last chance, but Avery Patterson's desperation attempt is off the mark. Johnnies are now 5-7 in Big East play. 76-74 the final. Ladies hoops, and it is a game of inches. UConn at LSU, tied at 69. UConn's Renee Montgomery steps back and knocks down the triple with 6 seconds remaining. So that meant LSU had one last chance. They're down 3, no timeout. Portia Phillips with a deep jumper of her own, and it's going to fall as the buzzer goes off. So that means we're going overtime, right? Wrong. If you take a look at the video, take a close look. Her toe was on the line. Lady Huskies celebrate as they end LSU's 43-game home winning streak in stunning fashion. Phil Mickelson wins the Pebble Beach Pro-Am tournament, record tying 20 under par. And finally, here's Dwayne Wade showing why he's one of the best in the NBA, getting it done on defense. Tony Parker, the Spurs to drive. Wade with the big-time rejection. It ignites the fast break, but the Heat turn it over. So Parker trying to beat Wade again. Nice move. No shot. Right in front of Parker's fiance, Ava Longoria.
She didn't like that.
If he keeps doing that, she won't be a desperate housewife. She'll be a disappointed housewife. Yeah. Keeps getting rejected like that. She's like, not here, not now.
That's right.
All
Thanks,
right.
Otis.
Yeah.
It's 6:28. Top stories and your forecast up next.
All new Next Martha.
I've admired you ever since we first met.
The beautiful Isabella Rossellini is here talking about a cause close to her heart. Then you can make these adorable last-minute Valentines with your kids today.
I choose you. Ooh.
Plus,
I know that you're always looking for simple supper ideas.
how about lamb kebabs and Persian rice for dinner tonight?
Look at that.
But first, Neil Perry shares his exclusive chef's secret for a great healthy shake.
Cheers.
Next Martha.
Today at 10 on NBC4 HD.
And now for some big news. It's Empire's half-price carpet sale. Save 50% on quality brand name carpet. You can shop right at home and we'll install your new carpet next day. Right now you'll save 50%. Plus make no payments till April 2008. Next day installation, no payments till April 2008 and 50% savings. A carpet sale this big can't last forever. Call Empire today.
800-588-2300 Empire.
Today.
Honey Nut Cheerios?
Here's to the happy couple.
Honey Nut Cheerios. When something tastes great and can help lower cholesterol, what's not to love?
Honey Nut Cheerios. Be happy, be healthy.
Now your heart-healthy choice can be a chance to help others. Join Cheerios' Circle of Helping Hearts. For every box you buy, Cheerios will donate $1 to support women's heart health.
The Andersons just got this titanium HD beauty. The Romeros, this tricked-out setup. All this high-tech stuff, and you're gonna hook it up to cable? Why? With Verizon Fios, TVs deliver incredibly lifelike picture, and computers get juiced with lightning speed thanks to America's top-rated internet service. Plus, now you can get it all for under $95 a month. Call today, because hooking up any of this to cable is a waste. Phone, broadband, TV, Verizon.
Our top story.
stories. An NYPD officer is accused of trying to help her husband cover up evidence in the shooting of another officer in Park Slope.
Police in Bloomfield are searching for the vandals who smashed windows on more than 20 cars.
The Dixie Chicks won 5 Grammys last night. Darlene's boys, the Red Hot Chili Peppers, won 4. Bet you people would be surprised to know how much you dig the Chili Peppers.
I dig them.
I know.
They're very cool.
I'm not kidding. Welcome to Today in New York on a Monday. I'm Rob Morrison.
I'm Darlene Rodriguez. I don't know why they'd be surprised, though. I like a little bit of everything.
That's true. You're
Right?
very open-minded.
Unlike others. She likes the red hot part of the Chili Peppers, I think. That's the.
I like the lead singer part of the Chili
You too.
Peppers, yeah.
He's
He's all right.
Did you keep your shirt on last night? I didn't see it.
I don't know.
Oh, just, normally. Keep your shirt on, will you? Today, not too bad, actually, compared to where we've been. I mean, temperatures over the last several days, obviously well below normal. We flirt with normal today. Beautiful sunrise ready to take shape, though. We've got some high clouds out there, so we're getting different hues of colors. Mostly cloudy, 28 degrees in Central Park, 24 up in Caldwell, 15 in Montgomery. Not too bad up in Poughkeepsie either this morning at 22 out in Brentwood. And up to the north and west, temperatures are generally in the 20s from Albany to Elmira. But go further north and west. Sault Ste. Marie, it's 2 below 0. Green Bay, it's 4. There's Arctic air that would slide south and eastward over the next 12 and 24 hours. And that's why we're concerned as the storm approaches for at least seeing some accumulating snow. And that would, again, be Tuesday late into Wednesday. The problem after that becomes as the storm develops along the coast, it may throw in warmer air. So we could see the snow mix with a change to rain in the city and along the coast. Winter storm watches, at least right now, are in effect for northwest New Jersey and portions of the Hudson Valley for Tuesday night into Wednesday. We're okay today, maybe a couple of flurries later this afternoon and this evening. Look for a high temperature, not bad, at 38 degrees. We'll fine-tune that storm, snow accumulation possibilities. That's all coming up in a few more minutes.
All right, we'll see you then. Top story, an NYPD officer stands accused in connection with the shooting of another officer. The alleged triggerman is her husband. Vivian Lee is live at New York Methodist Hospital in Park Slope with details. Vivian?
And Rob, in case any folks out there have not heard about this story, this is yet another situation involving a police-involved shooting. This time, Officer Andrew Suarez is the one who was shot, and he's recovering still here at New York Methodist after being shot in the back. The man accused of killing him has already been charged and arraigned on that crime, as well as that suspect's wife, who was a member of the NYPD and who has been accused of trying to cover up her husband's alleged crime. 37-year-old Jacqueline Melendez Rivera, a mother of 3 and 7 months pregnant, is charged with obstruction and tampering with evidence after the 13-year veteran of the NYPD allegedly drove her ex-con husband's white SUV away following a shooting early Saturday that injured Officer Andrew Suarez. Her husband, 31-year-old Jose Rivera, who was released from jail in 2002, is facing attempted murder and weapons charges from that shooting in Park Slope after Officer Suarez was shot in the back above his bulletproof vest.
He's maintaining his innocence. Obviously, he's concerned about the officer's safety. His wife is a member of the police force, and he respects the police.
Police say Jose Rivera was driving the SUV when he pulled up beside an unmarked car with 4 undercover officers inside. Police say Rivera asked, "You got a beef?" before opening fire. Prosecutors say a witness later overheard Rivera telling his wife he had to shoot because they shot at him first and that she had to get rid of the vehicle. The bullet-ridden white SUV was found a couple of hours later and a mile from the scene with Melendez Rivera behind the wheel. Prosecutors say this loaded 9mm Ruger handgun found behind the couple's home was the one used to shoot Officer Suarez. And Melendez Rivera's lawyer told a judge during arraignment yesterday that his client had no idea that the man her husband is accused of shooting is a fellow officer. Meanwhile, Officer Andrew Suarez remains here at New York Methodist Hospital in stable but still serious condition. We are live in Park Slope. I'm Vivian Lee for Today in New York.
Vivian, thank you very much. Dozens of car owners were the victims of a vandalism spree overnight. Now the search is on for suspects. Adam Shapiro is live in Bloomfield with the story. Good morning, Adam.
Good morning, Darlene. As you take a look at these smashed out windows here in Bloomfield, I'm on Howard Street. You think of that Bangles song from the 80s, Manic Monday, because the people who are going to have to fix all this damage and get to work at some point today are not going to be pleased when they see what's happened here. No arrests as of yet, but police are looking for some teenagers driving 2 cars. The cars they believe the teenagers are in are a blue Mitsubishi and a maroon Lincoln automobile. They say the teenagers were on a joyride, used baseball bats to smash out windows and windshields on more than 20 cars. Not only only here in Bloomfield, but they think also cars were targeted in Glen Ridge. They haven't made any arrests as of yet, but at least 20 cars here have been smashed. A lot of people are in for a nasty wake-up this morning. Live in Bloomfield, Adam Shapiro, Today in New York.
All right, Adam, thank you so much. Senator Hillary Clinton spent the weekend talking to voters in New Hampshire, and one topic seemed to dominate: the war in Iraq. Jay DeDapper is covering the campaign live from Manchester, New Hampshire, and he joins us live this morning. Good morning, Jay.
Good morning, Rob. Hillary Clinton came here for the first time since 1996, and of course in 1996 she was campaigning, but it was for her husband. This time she was campaigning for herself, and she left here after the weekend. She left this state with an impression of a front-running candidate, but also the impression of a candidate that has some work to do in convincing people about her position on the war in Iraq. Hillary Clinton finished her first campaign foray into New Hampshire Sunday night as it began, with yet another standing room only rally, this one in the southwestern city of Keene, talking about the war.
We will not be there to babysit this multi-pronged civil war. They have to decide they want to end the sectarian violence.
The weekend here was a display of both her tenacity and Granite State voters' audacity, never afraid to ask tough questions point blank.
And I want to know if right here, right now, once and for all, without nuance, you can say that that war authorization vote was a mistake.
I have taken responsibility for my vote. The mistakes were made by this president who misled this country and this Congress into a war that should not have been waged.
That answer hasn't satisfied everyone here. I think your explanation on your war vote is going. You're getting peppered by a lot more questions here than you did in Iowa about that.
It's all part of the conversation, and I want people to have a chance to ask me questions, and I want to, talk about my views and positions. That's part of how voters make up their minds.
While she leads in the polls here, her war vote clearly cuts into what might otherwise be an overwhelming advantage. So she added a section to her developing stump speech about Iraq. And she worked other angles, starting her swing in the far north, where Democratic voters are few and candidates are seldom seen.
I appreciate the fact that she came this far up in the North Country to be with us.
And she was not shy about trying to capitalize on one of her great assets, her husband.
Probably the only thing that I will try to do differently from my husband is not so many Dunkin' Donuts stops.
Of course, New Hampshire made Bill the comeback kid. Hillary is hoping to work hard enough here over the next 11 months so that New Hampshire can make her the Democratic nominee.
I think she comes off as genuine, capable, and very interested in what we need to do as a nation.
Those are the kind of reviews that the campaign is hoping that they will get all over New Hampshire. That woman, incidentally, undecided, even after seeing Hillary Clinton. So clearly a lot of work to do. But then again, Rob and Darlene, it is 11 months until primary day, so there's plenty of time for both Hillary Clinton and all the other candidates to make the case.
Some of the other candidates, Jay, Barack Obama arrives there today, I think. Will now all the attention focus on him?
First of all, absolutely. There are other candidates that have come through New Hampshire, but this is Hillary's first stop, first trip here, and she drew all the lion's share of attention here. Barack Obama came some time ago. You'll recall that he got the kind of hero's welcome. It was unbelievable, the reaction he got at a Democratic Party event. He's going to be out at the University of New Hampshire at what is expected to be in the field house, a huge rally, probably eclipsing in size the rallies of Hillary Clinton. So yeah, the attention will focus to him. Right now, though, he runs third in the polls in New Hampshire, but again, 11 months till primary day, a lot of work to do there.
Jay, you mentioned a lot of other candidates still having that much time to make their case, but we've seen polls and turnout at these events. How wide open is it really at this point?
I think it's kind of difficult to gauge. New Hampshire has changed a lot, even in the last 5 years. The population has increased, and it's increased mainly with Democrats. They elected a Democratic governor for the first time some time ago. And this new population of Democrats tends to be, from political scientists we've talked to, kind of more heartily liberal, especially on the war, than kind of native New Hampshire Democrats. That could benefit people like Obama and John Edwards. But it is 11 months, and the Hillary Clinton campaign is well organized and well oiled, and they're trying to deal with that. She is well ahead in the polls, but it's a long way to go. She's going to be back here in a month, and we'll see a flood of candidates coming through here in this very early and often campaign.
Jay, by the way, my sister lives up in that area. I don't know what your plans are today, but I'm sure she'd be happy to have you over for lunch. You and the crew, if you're free.
Well, that would be great. Does she make good cocoa?
She does, indeed, she does.
That would be beneficial this morning.
All right, live in Manchester. Thanks, Jay.
All right, in East Harlem, the announced closing of a beloved church is being met with protests. Scores of parishioners staged a sit-in after Mass Sunday at Our Lady, Queen of Angels. According to today's Times, they are demanding the New York Archdiocese keep the church open. But there are no indications that Catholic leaders will reverse their decision. A similar protest was held at Our Lady of the Rosary in Yonkers, where 2 people were arrested.
All right, 6:41, we're going to check the commute right now and head up to Dan Rice in Chopper 4. Dan?
Hey, Rob, we're looking down at an accident on Hamilton Avenue at Hamilton Place and 13th Street. You can see that minivan in the center of your picture. A lot of damage to that van. The driver of that vehicle taken out by stretcher to an awaiting ambulance to an area hospital. Unknown the extent of those injuries. But this is causing some problems on Hamilton Avenue. Above, you can see the Gowanus Expressway. Now, Hamilton Avenue with 1 or 2 lanes shut down as you make your way through Hamilton Place. And what's happening is that's backing up Hamilton to Prospect Expressway. And because of that, you see a lot of people opting for the Gowanus Expressway. And now you're seeing heavier thermal volume buildup on the Gowanus as you make your way through the Prospect Expressway area. Reporting live in Chopper 4, I'm Dan Rice. Let's check the rest of our commute with Trish Odice over at Shadow Traffic.
Thanks again, Dan. And let's check out the Gowanus Skycam network. As you mentioned, we do have heavy delays this morning. You can see up through Industry City and in towards the Gowanus Canal. If you're going for the Bell Parkway, that also busy now getting in through Kennedy Airport out towards Lefferts Boulevard. We'll check along the West Side Highway and southbound side, some slowdowns now in through the 50s and at the 40s. Finally, New Jersey, watch out northbound 287, delays at exit 52 for Route 23 with an accident being cleared. And Jersey City southbound truck route 1 and 9 slow at the Tunnelly Circle. Just got word of slowdowns. Path trains, 15-minute delays right now between World Trade Center and North. That's all because of signal trouble. Starlene and Rob, back to you.
What's all the ruckus over there?
Yeah.
Oh, please.
Who's yelling?
You don't want to get me started.
Why are they yelling?
They need to show you some respect, Trish.
Oh, you know what? I'm going to bring in one of those air horns that you bring to football games.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just kind of like,
all right, thank you, Trish.
Thanks, guys.
Well, we hear plenty about violent video games. Now something different.
That's right, coming up, video games that could actually help your mind, and we'll demonstrate right after this break.
Tonight, there are missions you haven't heard about outside the line of fire. Now meet the troops from our area getting the job done. Michael Gargiulo reports on the missions you've never seen before. Our troops, your neighbors, tonight at 6 and 11.
This Friday, Bridge to Terabithia is the first must-see film of 2007. 4 stars. It's an incredible, heartwarming adventure, unlike anything you have ever seen. Bridge to Terabithia, rated PG. Friday.
Get Bedazzled, the new instant game from the New York Lottery, with 12 chances to win up to $1 million.
Are our SUVs as much fun as our bikes?
You think you can handle it?
Can you? Introducing the all-new Suzuki XL7 midsize crossover SUV. It's going to be a great ride. Get special President's Day 0% financing. Hurry in.
1-800-DENTIST, I'm glad you called. I need someone who can fix my smile. Do you have a specific issue? I'm recently divorced and I'm looking to spend some money on a little self-improvement. How long has it been since you've seen a dentist? You don't want to know. Well, you called today, and that's what's important. Let me have your address, and I'll find you a great dentist who will take good care of you. This service is wonderful. Can you find me a husband, too? With your new smile, you'll do fine on your own.
On the next Star Village Live, Grammy Fashions. An extra special walk down the runway. You want one of this.
And just how long should you wait for Prince Charming? We'll take a closer look next time.
Today at noon on NBC 4 HD.
Welcome back. Technology has brought us a long, long way from Pac-Man and Atari, although they were very fun. Latest wave of video games may be more than fun. Some claim they can improve your mental health and your self-esteem. Paul Hochman is a contributing editor from Men's Journal, and he joins us this morning with a look at some of these mind games and whether they really work. Very nice to see you.
Good morning.
Thanks for coming in. So is this like a new wave of games that's actually coming here? Things that are supposed to stimulate your learning and a different part of your mind?
It's basically a trend, and I think it's a trend in response to some initial complaints that many parents had that video games were really driving kids to the couch and not really making them work in any way, mentally or otherwise.
Right. So these here, before we get into specifics, are more about a different part of the brain, correct?
That's right. The prefrontal cortex is this fancy name for the part of the brain that sort of it's like the control panel for your body and for your mind.
Okay.
And if that part of your brain is activated, a lot of people who do research on this say that actually you're going to improve your mental acuity, it will not decline.
All right. And are those claims pretty good, you think?
I have no idea.
Okay.
No, absolutely. In fact, the researchers are actually pretty adamant about this. The evidence is growing that it really does help.
Okay, well, let's take a look at them. Different games and different players, too. Let's start with the Nintendo. And what's on here? This is
called the Brain Age.
Brain Age, yeah.
Now, Brain Age is sort of a frightening name because what it'll do is it'll measure your brain age. In other words, if you're a little slow that morning or you haven't had your coffee, your brain age is, 65. Now, that's not scary unless you're 45.
Right.
So it's great if you're 85. The idea is it measures, you run by a whole bunch of different tasks very quickly, keeps the brain activated, keeps the neurons firing, and the idea is that it actually, just like lifting weights, it'll improve your brain's strength.
Very interesting. The player goes for about $129.
That's right.
The game you're just talking about $20.
It's about $20, and it's sold about 6.5 million copies. This is a huge hit in the video business.
Sounds like it. All right, let's talk about the PSP because, for my money, this is the most amazing player I've ever seen. It caused quite a stir and, all sorts of excitement when it came out.
Yes.
What can you do with this one?
Well, there are two things that you can do with this that you cannot do with the Nintendo. One of them is play online. The thing that's very exciting about this is in addition to playing against the game, you can actually play against other players anywhere in the world. So the PSP, as it works with any of their games, you can actually play online and the competition can be worldwide if you want. And the other thing, it has Sudoku, which is that little game that's sweeping the 12 and under set.
Is that still sweeping, or is that kind of yet to happen yesterday?
Well, I can tell you from having a 12-year-old that it is still sweeping her set. But yeah, I would say the sweeping is getting a little less violent, but yeah, it's still happening.
All right, and the player is a little bit more expensive, about $200.
Yes.
The game, you're just talking about Mind Quiz, about $30.
It's $30, that's right.
All right, Happy Neuron. Tell me about Happy Neuron.
Happy Neuron, I was actually playing that last night just to brush up on my happy neurons.
Yes.
And it's actually quite fun. It does a whole bunch of different things. Spatial relationships get tested. And for example, you can take a quick geography tour of Paris or London or New York, and it will show you famous images in those cities. Then those images will disappear, and you are to place them back where they belong.
I see.
And things like that actually test, and the faster it goes, again, the more the prefrontal cortex is working.
$10 a month.
Yes.
It's pretty good.
It's pretty good. I mean, considering the cost of a tutor, I mean, it doesn't substitute for tutors. It doesn't substitute for teaching. But again, it keeps your mind active.
All right. And finally, you have your cell phone out here. You could download these things right onto your phone?
Yes. IQ Academy is actually a derivative of a Japanese game that sold 2 million copies. And the same thing, basically, you follow shapes, you follow spaces and your colors, and it keeps you active.
All right. Very nice. Thanks for coming in.
My pleasure.
Glad your neurons are happy.
So far.
I'm like about 110, my brain age right now, but I'll work on that. We have the link to download these games to your phone or on our website, and that is WNBC.com. Just click on Today in New York. Paul Hochman, thank you so much.
My pleasure.
All right, Darlene, back to you.
All right, Ralph, thank you very much. So the neurons are happy now, but tomorrow night.
I don't know how happy they're going to be. My prefrontal cortex is not ready for all of this. It's obviously not in shape, but we've got a tricky forecast coming up. You're right. Tomorrow night into Wednesday, that's when we get some snow around here. Outside now, no snow to worry about. Some high cloud cover. Shop before, getting a nice perspective. And again, for the most part, today, dry. Maybe a few snow flurries a little later this afternoon or this evening with an Arctic cold front. 20 right now, west wind light at 3 miles per hour. Humidity low, 41%. Pressure steady, not too bad, 30-22. Temperatures around the region, generally some mid and upper teens north and west to low and mid 20s just outside of town. And in and close to the city, we're in the mid and upper 20s. Cloudy sky for the most part, some thin spots here and there, though, allowing for a little bit of sunshine. That'll be the case through the morning. Then the clouds will tend to thicken up a little later this afternoon. Little area of light snow shower and flurry activity cutting across the northern Ohio Valley. This is associated with an Arctic front that'll slide on through and bring in the colder air. Other piece to the big puzzle, we've got moisture gathering over Oklahoma, Texas, low pressure gathering strength over the southwestern states. That's going to move eastward bound and then redevelop off the middle Atlantic coast later tomorrow night and on Wednesday. Today's high, not bad at all. 38 degrees, pretty nice. Warmest it has been in about 10 days around here. 34 in Beacon, 35 Newton, 37 Dover, maybe even 40 in Hightstown and Brick. Again, the sun will be filtered by increasing clouds. Here's the problem coming up, the problem. We've got low pressure developing. It's going to be a problem, trust me. By the time we get to Tuesday night and Wednesday, it starts out as snow and then probably mixes with and changes to rain in the city and along the coast. North and west of town could be 6 inches or more of snow. If the storm tracks a little further south and east, that prevents the warmer ocean air from getting in here, so no mixing. We stay all snow, and we could see heavy-duty accumulations for everybody. Right now, the thinking is heaviest accumulation north and west. That's where we have the winter storm watches in effect. 3 to 5 inches before any mixing or changeover takes place Wednesday in the city and nearby suburbs, but 6 or more north and west, lesser amounts out east and along the coast. Could turn out to be a very fine line as to a very heavy snowfall and just a light slushy snowfall. So we're going to have to watch this hour by hour. 38 today, 26 tomorrow. Briefly gets above freezing Wednesday and then much colder again Thursday and Friday. We've got problems.
No
Serious problems.
Very, very careful.
Yes, thank you.
Thanks, Chris. An unlikely visitor to a New Jersey neighborhood, a black bear stuck in a tree. See how wildlife officials got him down just ahead.
Plus, Yonkers' own Mary J. Blige grabbed the Grammy last night. More highlights ahead.
Hello, New York. You need an extra layer. 'Tis the season for cold and flu. New Puffs Plus has a magical layer, makes it more soothing for you. And those in need deserves Puffs indeed.
Save 50 to 65%, plus take an extra 10% off during Bloomingdale's Winter Fur Sale in the Maximilian Fur Salon, exclusively at Bloomingdale's.
When you don't know what the weather is going to do, it's good to know what your car can do. The Audi Quattro Winter Event. Get exceptional values on select Audi models. Each available with race-proven and weather-proven Quattro all-wheel drive. The all-new Audi Q7, the SUV from the creator of Quattro. Take a test drive at your local Audi dealer today.
Tonight, our special series, Trading Places, Caring for Your Parents. The baby boom generation helping the greatest generation. NBC Nightly News tonight.
The last time you didn't visit your doctor at the very first signs of the flu, remember what happened? If you had, your doctor could have prescribed Tamiflu. Tamiflu doesn't just treat flu symptoms, it attacks the flu virus itself. That way, you can start feeling better sooner. But you need to talk to your doctor as soon as symptoms start. The coughing, fever, chills, tiredness, and body aches. As soon as you feel them, you have 12 to 48 hours to talk to your doctor.
Doctor,
And ask your doctor if Tamiflu is right for you. That way, you can start to feel better sooner. The most common side effects are mild to moderate nausea and vomiting. Rare but serious skin reactions and allergic reactions have been reported. Patients should be watched for signs of confusion and unusual behavior after taking Tamiflu. Stop taking Tamiflu and see your doctor if you experience any of these reactions. The sooner you see your doctor, the sooner you can begin to feel better. Visit Tamiflu.com for more information on Tamiflu.
Big night last night. The Police kicking off the Grammys. It was the first time they'd played together since 2003. And get this, later today, the band will be announcing a world tour starting in Vancouver, Canada on May 28th. Police.
The Police.
Back together. Lots more excitement at the awards show, including an amazing comeback by an all-female trio.
Yes! And the album of the year, the Grammy for Album of the Year goes to the Dixie Chicks.
The Dixie Chicks won 5 awards out of 5 nominations that included Record of the Year for Not Ready to Make Nice. Their career had suffered a setback, you'll remember, after remarks critical of fellow Texan President George Bush. It was a good night for a couple of locals. Yonkers' own Mary J. Blige took 3 Grammys for her album The Breakthrough, and Fairfield, Connecticut's John Mayer won 2 trophies, his CD Continuum. So congratulations to all them.
Oh, yeah. Well, it was a weekend to remember in one New Jersey neighborhood where dozens of residents came face to face, sort of, with a bear. Animal control officers were called to a home in Maplewood on Sunday morning after a 200-plus-pound black bear scaled a tree in someone's backyard. The drama went on for about 5 hours until authorities decided to tranquilize the animal, causing him to fall from the tree into a net below.
I looked out the window, and there was a big black bear standing on his hind legs looking in the window at me. So I let out a scream, and then my daughter called 911.
The net broke his fall. He's breathing fine. He's got a good respiratory rate. He's got a good circulatory rate. He's going to be very good.
Authorities plan to release the bear back into the woods.
Well, that'll be good. All right, 6:55, back with the traffic whip around and top stories right after this.
Seem tense. Well, I washed and ironed all your clothes, walked the dog, organized the wines, and I'm running you a steamy, hot bubble bath. Is there anything else I can do for you?
So, what do you think?
I'll take it.
It's made for sleep. It's a Sealy. Experience one for yourself at Raymore and Flanagan, your Sealy Posturepedic headquarters.
Hey, what's going on up here?
Stop giving free checks for life, Bill. And free ATM cash withdrawals. Or we say goodbye.
Whoa, guys, don't jump. People love all the features of WAMU free checking.
Don't take another step, Larry!
Uh-oh.
Who's gonna pay for my liposuction?
You're a bad boy.
Sorry, Poopsie.
Get down from there now!
Anything you said, you're all right.
Free checks for life. Free ATM cash withdrawals. WAMU free checking.
What do they say at the club?
Hi there! Would you like to try new Nature Valley cereal? It's got real chunks of granola bar in there. See it? You'd like those. And crunchy multigrain flakes with a hint of honey.
Introducing cereal from Nature Valley. Closed captioning provided by ChevyOffers.com. The latest offers from Chevrolet.
Monday morning whip around. Let's do it. Here's Trish.
All right, Robin, darling, let's do that. Truck Route 1 and 9, Jersey City, slowdowns to the Tunnelly Circle with an accident. Let's get you outside. Skycam Network and show you the Gowanus slowdowns in through Industry City, right on up in towards the Prospect, and a busy morning at the Queens Midtown Tunnel. Inbound side, we're going to call this at least 10 minutes and building here. Hudson River crossings if you're heading into the city at the George Washington Bridge. Approaches in Fort Lee, about 15 to 20 going in at the Lincoln Tunnel. You can check out the Holland Tunnel next, courtesy of Mr. Dan Rice aboard Chopper 4 this morning. Hey, Dan, what's going on there?
We're looking at problems on the outbound side. Trish, you make your way to the covered roadway and the upper roadway. Route 139, the upper roadway shut down on Palisade Avenue. An icing condition, the problem there. That lower roadway moving free and clear to the area. Reporting live in Chopper 4, I'm Dan Rice. Robin, Darlene, back to you.
All right, Dan, thank you. Topping the news, an NYPD officer's alleged role in the shooting of a fellow cop. Vivian Lee has a story from Brooklyn. Vivian.
Darlene, Officer Andrew Suarez remains here at New York Methodist Hospital in Park Slope with a gunshot wound to the back. In relation to that shooting, Jose Rivera has been charged with murder, and his wife, Jacqueline Melendez Rivera, a 13-year veteran of the NYPD, was charged with obstruction and tampering with evidence. That is the latest on this story from a shooting that happened early Saturday morning. I'm Vivian Lee for Today in New York.
All right, Vivian, thank you so much. Oh, man, wrapping up sports.
All right, Rob. Knicks, Nets, none of the locals on ice in action tonight. I know what I'll be watching. Yesterday, Devils hosted the Lightning. John Madden takes a slap shot off his face. He had to be helped to the locker room, but you've heard this before. He's tough. He's a hockey player. He later returned to play on. As you can see, it's just a flesh wound. How about a little golf? Mark James in a little trouble near the water, rolls up his pants, hits the ball 5 feet. Better hurry up. Looks like someone wants to play through.
Oh.
Ooh, right next to him.
Scary.
Real quick, here's a rose for all of us.
Thank you.
We've got some snow heading our way. Not today. Just a few flurries late in the day. Snow moves in for Tuesday night. Goes to rain, perhaps, or sleet in the city and along the coast. More on that for the morning.
Anita Voss for this 6-foot rose.
Exactly.
Thank you. The Today Show is coming up next.
That's what's happening today in New York.
You've been watching NBC4 HD, the first station to bring you the news in high definition.